One Piece, Avenging My Family, Eradicate All Celestial Dragons. Part 2. After arriving at the banquet venue, Golden Lion, Silver Axe and others saw at a glance that Rox, Whitebeard, and Luonuo had already taken their seats. After greeting Rox and Whitebeard, several people kept looking at Luonuo. There was no way, the rumors about Luonuo were too weird and they were very curious. What's more, this is related to today's gambling. Conquerors is at least on par with Whitebeards. After using their observation hockey to investigate, Golden Lion, Silver Axe and the others came to this conclusion. It's really amazing. Conquerors is less than 20 years old and can be on par with that monster Whitebeard. You know, Whitebeard is the second in command of the Rox pirates, and his strength is second only to Rox himself. With such strength, it is natural that Captain Rox values him so much. Now that everyone is here, let's start the party. To celebrate Luonuo's joining, I specially held this banquet today. Rox raised his glass first, and other cadres also raised their glasses to show their respect to Rox. Drink as much as you want, play as much as you want, and party as much as you want. Then Rox announced the start of the party and everyone started partying. 20 more plates of barbecue. 20 more plates of rice cakes and vegetables. Bring 30 more plates of that Poseidon-like meat. Where's the wine? Bring me 50 more jars of wine. This amount is not enough. All those present were pirates, and each of them had an incredibly big appetite, starting with 20 plates. It has to be said that the Rox pirates are also rich. A banquet for tens of thousands of people would cost at least 1 billion Baileys at one time. However, the Rox pirates always target wealthy countries or gold in the sky, and 1 billion Baileys is not a lot of money. During the banquet, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others have been waiting for an opportunity. How to find an excuse to test the authenticity of the rumor? It's a pity that they never found this opportunity. Just then, Whitebeard gave them such an opportunity. Whitebeard suddenly came to Rox, looking a little tipsy, and said to Rox with a smile, "Captain, I recommend Luonuo to be the captain of the squad. With his ability, he is definitely qualified for the position of captain. I witnessed his fight with Iron Fist Garp with my own eyes. He defeated Garp." Whitebeard patted his chest and assured that this was also the original agreement between him and Luonuo. Upon hearing this, the pirates present stopped their revelry and were stunned. As soon as I get on board, I have to be the captain? And he was personally recommended by Captain Whitebeard. Wouldn't it be great in the future? This Luonuo is so lucky. I'm so envious. Oh? If he really defeated Garp, then he is indeed qualified to be the captain of the squad. Hearing this, Rox seemed to agree. He valued talent, and Rox had already sensed Luonuo's observation when he first saw him. This also allowed Rox to have a rough assessment of Luonuo's strength. It can be said that Luonuo's current strength is definitely not weaker than Silver Axe, Achaku, John and Charlotte Lin, the captains, and may even be better. Even compared with the aura of the Golden Lion, it is not much inferior. Of course, we may need to fight to find out who is stronger between the two. What's more, Luonuo is still so young, his potential is definitely several times stronger than that of Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others. His potential is even greater than Whitebeard's. Such a genius must be vigorously cultivated. What Rox admires most is the blood feud between Luonuo and the Celestial Dragons. Rox believed that next time they met the Celestial Dragons, Luonuo would definitely be the most active person on the ship besides himself, and it would be a pity for such a person to just be a crew member. Even if Whitebeard didn't mention it, Rox would find an opportunity to bring it up. "What do you think about this?" Rox then asked the other cadres what they thought. This is the Rox pirates, but Rox will not have the final say. When he recruited these strong men, he used the iron rule of strength is supreme to attract them. On the Rox ship, everything is based on strength. Want to be a formal crew member? Pass the formal crew assessment first. Want to be a cadre? You have to pass the cadre assessment. Want to be a captain? Then you must have the ability to become a captain. Even if you want to be a captain, it's no problem to challenge rocks. As long as you have such strength and defeat rocks, rocks will be happy to give way. But so far no one has dared to challenge rocks. After all, no one has ever seen what this captain looks like when he really uses his full strength. The assessment criteria are also very simple. You just need to make most people on the ship think that you have the ability to be a captain. The opportunity has arrived! After hearing these words, Golden Lion, Silver Axe and the others also understood that the opportunity they had been waiting for had finally come. Luo No's bounty is 1.5 billion, and he defeated Iron Fist Garp. I personally have no objection to you wanting to become the captain of the squad. But since we are on Rock's ship, we, the Rock's Pirates, also have our own rules. In the Rock's Pirates, strength is everything. As long as you have enough ability to pass the assessment, becoming squad leader will definitely not be a problem. At this moment, the Golden Lion stood up and spoke without a single mistake. Seeing this, Whitebeard also came to Luo Noa's side and explained the rules of the Rock's Pirates to Luo Noa. Hearing this, Luo Noa nodded, understood, and did not resist. No problem. Now that we are on board, we must abide by the rules on board. As for the assessment, any assessment is fine. Luo Noa said confidently that his Conqueror's armament hockey has now reached the top level. In terms of destructive power and attack power alone, he is already a genuine Emperor-level warrior. Luo Noa believed that with his ability, becoming a squad leader would be a piece of cake. Okay, Brother Luo Noa is indeed a generous person. Seeing this, Golden Lion nodded, knowing that the opportunity had come. I've discussed this with Silver Axe, Achaku and the others. I heard that the Luo Noa brothers have a very terrifying talent. That is, no matter what moves you make, you can learn them as long as you show them to you once. This assessment is also very simple. As long as you show this kind of talent, we will agree that you will be the captain. The Golden Lion spoke word by word. Hearing this, everyone present was stunned again. Any moves that can be learned at a glance? Impossible. How could someone have such a monstrous talent? Interesting. Seeing this, Rox also became interested. This was the first time he heard that Luo Noa had such a talent. If he really has such a terrifying talent, then my assessment of Luo Noa might have to change again. Of course, I don't mean to make it difficult for Brother Luo Noa. If you think this is too difficult, you can change the assessment method. Then Golden Lion continued speaking while observing Luo Noa's reaction. No problem, I can show you. Luo Noa agreed without hesitation. I originally thought that I would have to fight with a captain-level character, but now it seems easier. Seeing Luo Noa's confident attitude, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others were also surprised. Judging from the tone, this seems to be very easy for Luo Noa. Could the rumors be true? Not only these cadres, but other cadres were also stunned. What's going on? Luo Noa actually accepted such an assessment? Can any move be learned by showing it once? Can anyone really pass this kind of test? Is there really anyone who can pass such an examination? The officials present shook their heads in disbelief. After all, such talent is too outrageous. It is simply a fantasy to be able to learn other people's moves just by showing them once. It is impossible for a human being to have such a talent. But think back to Luo Noa's own reaction. When Captain Golden Lion proposed such an assessment, Luo Noa's answer was understated, calm and firm, as if it was a trivial matter to him. Could it be that he really has such a terrifying talent? The pirates present, the officers, and even Rox himself, were all full of anticipation and hoped that the assessment would begin as soon as possible. This guy looks so relaxed. Golden Lion, Achaku, Silver Axe and others were also sweating. What if the rumors are true? But the game has already begun, the stakes have been placed, and we have to go for it. Captain Golden Lion or Achaku, Captain Silver Axe, you may use any moves you like to test me. Then Luo Noa said to the three of them, meaning that they could make any moves they wanted. Soon the Golden Lion saw the knife that Luo Noa was wearing at his waist. The Golden Lion recognized at once that the sword Luo Noa was wearing was the famous sword Kotetsu, one of the 21 great swords. Seeing this, the Golden Lion's eyes lit up. Since he was a swordsman, he had a way. It seems that Brother Luo Noa is also a swordsman, Golden Lion said immediately, and then changed his tone leisurely. It just so happens that I am also a swordsman, and I am a two-sword swordsman, so I will set the questions for the Luo Noa brothers. After that, the Golden Lion drew two famous swords from his waist, Ingshur and Kumu. These two swords also seem to belong to the category of 21-blade swords, and are not inferior to the Supreme Sword. Of course, this was also Luo Noa's guess. After all, Golden Lion didn't look like someone who could use two supreme swords. Watch out, Brother Luo Noa, this move of mine is called Slashing Wave, and it's a move I perfected after practicing for 10 years. Even if I showed you all the essentials, it would take a talented person 4 or 5 years to learn it. This move can break the sea. A smile appeared on the corner of the Golden Lion's mouth. He was a dual-sword swordsman, but Luo Noa was a single-sword swordsman. The dual-sword style and the single-sword style seem to have an extra sword, but in fact the difficulty has increased several times. Even if Luo Noa really has a terrifying talent as rumored, it would take a lot of hard work to show off his two-sword style with his one-sword style. You want to learn it in less than 6 or 7 years? You are dreaming. After finishing speaking, Golden Lion held the two famous swords, Ingshur and Kumu, in both hands and swung them forward with great force. Swish, swish. Two sword energies rose from the ground and chopped straight out along the ground. Lion chopping! The next moment, two sword energies directly split the ground into 2 deep cracks. This is not the end yet. The cracks continue to spread, directly extending beyond the Hachino's island. Crash! Before the sword energy dissipated, it instantly split the sea into 2 halves. After a full half-minute, the sea finally gathered together and became one. There were also 2 deep cracks left on the ground. Ha! Everyone present took a deep breath. As expected of the Golden Lion captain, the sword energy he casually swung out actually had such terrifying power. In the Rocks Pirates, Golden Lion's reputation is second only to Rocks himself, and slightly behind Whitebeard, making him the third in command. Moreover, the strength of Golden Lion and Whitebeard is very close, almost equivalent to the gap between Akiji and Akainu. If a real fight breaks out, it might take 10 days and 10 nights to decide the winner. How about it, Luo Noa, can you do this trick? Golden Lion was also very satisfied with his display of this move. He was in very good shape today, and he could not achieve this level normally. Okay, let me give it a try. Hearing this, Luo Noa suddenly became excited. Just now, the system prompt has appeared in my mind. Ding, congratulations to the host for picking up the Great Swordsman level sword energy. Current swordsmanship level, advanced. Progress, 69%. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the sword technique, lion chopping. He picked it up successfully, and then all the skills and knowledge about swordsmanship flowed into Luo Noa's mind. Even the muscle memory was deeply engraved in Luo Noa's arms. There is no level distinction in the moves of the pickup system. The moves you pick up are all the moves, exactly the same as your own. As for the power of the moves, it is related to Luo Noa's own strength. Then Luo Noa pulled out the kotetsu from his waist and held it in his hand. Many pirates who used swords in the crowd immediately recognized that this was the famous sword of the 21st class, kotetsu. Captain Shiki is a 2-sword master, and I am a 1-sword master. There may be some differences, please forgive me. Soon Luo Noa felt his muscle memory and swung kotetsu like the Golden Lion. Swish, swish. Luo Noa swung out 2 swords in an instant, and then 2 sword energies rose from the ground. Crash, crash. Exactly the same as the Golden Lion's chopping wave, the 2 sword energies first left cracks on the ground, then left Hachino's island and split the sea into 2. The only difference is that the power of Luo Noa's sword is much weaker than that of Golden Lion. Whether it was the cracks in the ground or the splashes of water in the sea, The scope was not as good as it. But the moves are exactly the same, not a single bit different. Captain Shiki, how about this move? Is it acceptable? Luo Noa looked at the masterpiece he had left behind and smiled, saying that he still needed to improve his attainments in sword energy. The gap between it and the Golden Lion is too big. But it doesn't matter. On this ship full of monsters, Luo Noa believes that he will improve very quickly. Captain Shiki? Finding no one responding to him, Luo Noa turned around. Only then did I realize that all the pirates present seemed to have been cast under a spell of immobilization. Everyone opened their mouths and eyes wide, as if they had seen a ghost, and turned into sculptures. Really, I really learned it. My eyes are not wrong, right? Shiki. Captain Shiki's unique skill, Lion. Lion chopping. Although it's a one-sword style, it works exactly like Captain Shiki's two-sword style. Although the power is indeed much less, this is definitely a chopping wave. There is no doubt about it. Oh my God, he really got it! The pirates present covered their heads and began to doubt their lives. Luo Noa really mastered Captain Shiki's unique skill of chopping in just 1 second. What on earth did this guy eat to grow up? How could he have such a horrible talent? This really is chopping wave. It took Shiki, the creator of the move, a long time to come back to his senses. Although the difference in power is quite big, the way of drawing the sword and the sword energy are undoubtedly exactly the same as Jean Bo. It's as if it was swung by one's own hands. Moreover, Luo Noa used the one-sword style, which perfectly replicated his own two-sword style. One-sword flow copies two-sword flow? Golden Lion doubts life. This is the sword technique that I created after 10 years of research. Luo Noa actually learned it just by watching it. Horrible. So horrible. This talent is rare in decades. No. Such a genius may not appear in hundreds of years. Not only the Golden Lion, but even Rock's face was full of smiles. It turned out that his decision to send Whitebeard to recruit Luo Noa was correct. A monstrous genius has arrived in the Rock's pirates. How is it, Captain Golden Lion, have I passed the assessment? Luo Noa asked with his eyes narrowed and a smile on his face. Seeing that Golden Lion looked doubtful about his life, it should be over. Well, I guess so. Golden Lion knew clearly in his heart that it was not only passed, but it was an exact replica. At the same time, Golden Lion also re-evaluated Luo Noa in his mind. This guy is so talented, try not to offend him, but try to win him over. After all, Golden Lion's ambition is no less than Rock's. He has been waiting for an opportunity to create his own power. Luo Noa has now become a strong man worthy of being won over in the eyes of Golden Lion. But before Golden Lion could finish his words, a man suddenly stood out from the crowd. Everyone looked over and saw that it was another squad leader, Silver Axe. I don't agree that this assessment has been passed. Golden Lion is a swordsman, and this Luo Noa brother is also a swordsman. His swordsmanship has already reached the level of a swordsman. In addition, he is indeed very talented, so it is not impossible for him to understand it after just one look. Silver Axe spoke up and said, after all, this is a bet of 1 billion. How could he be willing to give John 1 billion for nothing? So he stood up and sang a different tune. What Captain Silver Axe said makes sense. That's right. Captain Luo Noa's swordsmanship just now is at least at the level of a master swordsman, or even a great swordsman. The pirates present felt that what Captain Silver Axe said made some sense. Golden Lion thought that Silver Axe was talking nonsense, and it must be because of Luo Noa's talent. Otherwise, according to Silver Axe, anyone with a little swordsmanship knowledge could learn his chopping technique just by taking a look. So what has been the result of grinding away loneliness in the past 10 years? But when he thought of the 1 billion bet, Golden Lion did not step forward to make it clear, but let Silver Axe continue speaking. Silver Axe, when did you get to speak? At this moment, Whitebeard on the side became a little unhappy. He knew Luo Noa's abilities best. He had even learned the Iron Fist, so the Golden Lion slash was naturally no problem for him. John on the side was also a little unhappy. It was clearly the same move, but he was the winner. It looks like Silver Axe is trying to shirk his debt. So he stood up and stood with Whitebeard, but was stopped by Luo No. Oh? Captain Silver Axe, what do you want to do? Luo No said with a smile, not angry. It's very simple. I'll make my moves. If you can learn from me, you'll be considered powerful, Silver Axe said. Can? Hearing this, Luo No only had a faint smile on his face, but he was very happy in his heart. Come, everyone. It would be best if every captain could assess themselves. Otherwise, I would not feel safe sitting in this captain position. This is the reason why I joined the Rocks Pirates. Okay, then watch carefully. If you can understand this trick, I have no objection to you being the captain. Seeing that Luo No agreed, Yin Fu breathed a sigh of relief, and decided in his heart that he must come up with the most difficult question. The pirates present also held their breath, not daring to breathe, for fear of missing a second. Soon, Silver Axe pulled out an axe from his waist. The axe blade was dazzling and cold. It was obvious that it was a treasure that could cut iron like mud. After all, a person's name can be wrong, but a nickname will never be wrong. The reason why Silver Axe is called Silver Axe is because of his weapon. This weapon is really shiny. It should have turned black after being moisturized by hockey for so many years. Luo No looked at Silver Axe's weapon and became curious. After all, Silver Axe is a pirate with a bounty of 700 million, and he is also the captain of Rocks, so he should be very good at hockey. And judging from his nickname, he should not have any fruit ability, and is a strong man who relies purely on physical skills. The weapons of powerful and domineering people are often covered with armament color, and over time they will become as black as ink. But the axe of Silver Axe glitters like spring ice and snow, which is quite interesting. Soon Luo No knew why. Silver Axe took out his axe and released Conqueror's domineering power. Boom, boom, the sky was immediately covered with dark clouds and thunder. As a high-ranking officer of the Rocks Pirates, it is normal for Silver Axe to have Conqueror's hockey. Then, a scene that surprised Luo No appeared. Silver Axe raised the axe high up, and the next moment, there was a loud thunder in the sky, which made many people's ears a little dizzy. Boom! Suddenly, a bolt of lightning came rolling down like a meteor, heading straight for the banquet venue. No, to be precise, it's heading straight for the Silver Axe. The next moment, the lightning lingered on the axe like a pet, flashing with lightning, like a weapon used by the Thunder God. At this time, Silver Axe attached the armament hockey to the Thunder Axe, and the dark red hockey and lightning intertwined to create a terrifying energy fluctuation. As expected of Silver Axe, this is what it means. Watching the lightning soaking the axe head of Silver Axe, Luo No finally understood why the axe head of Silver Axe was not black. Because it has been soaked by lightning. Good, very good, this is interesting. Watch out, Luo No, if the slashing wave just now can split the sea, then I can split the sky. Silver Axe Chilin! Silver Axe felt that the time had come, and the axe with heavy lightning drew a beautiful arc in the air. Lightning flashed with dark red domineering aura, and a heavy axe struck the sky above. Boom, boom! The axe energy that was like a sword energy actually transformed into the form of the legendary beast, the Chilin. The Thunder Chilin opened its bloody mouth and desperately bit everything in front of it. In an instant, the dark clouds above were shattered by the Chilin's bite. This shattering keeps spreading and spreading. The sky above seemed to have turned into a sea of clouds. And this sea of clouds was cut open abruptly. Boom, boom! The unicorn that seemed to be released from hell seemed to be dissatisfied and suddenly expanded rapidly. Crash! The Chilin exploded in the sky, creating a dazzling mushroom cloud directly above the Hachino's island. Judging from the situation, if this move were to be used on Hachino's island, the island would probably break apart. This is too powerful! This is the strength of Captain Silver Axe! Oh my god! Even a Marine Admiral wouldn't dare to take Captain Silver Axe's attack head-on. The pirates present were all stunned and burst into compliments. As expected of the captain of rocks, Silver Axe, the great pirate with a bounty of 700 million. Silver Axe was very proud after performing the move. He absolutely did not believe that Luo Noa could learn his killer move. After all, this move has too many difficulties, and it was passed down by my father after he understood it. Even if I started practicing since I was a child, it took me more than 20 years to achieve success. It was with this move that Silver Axe became the captain of the Rocks Pirates. Silver Axe was very confident that Luo Noa would not be able to learn this move just by seeing it once. Well, Luo Noa, if you can learn this move, you will pass the test. Silver Axe was very proud after performing his special skills. He didn't believe that Luo Noa could learn his trick instantly. There are too many difficulties in this move. Conqueror's domineering power draws out lightning, and then detonates the lightning to wrap around the weapon. The domineering power must control the lightning so that it will not affect itself. Anyway, I got beaten a lot when I practiced as a kid. Silver Axe, what a despicable guy! John was very unhappy. It was obvious that he didn't think Luo Noa could learn this trick. Damn Silver Axe, he's clearly trying to make things difficult for Luo Noa. Whitebeard was a little angry. He felt that Silver Axe was deliberately making things difficult for Luo Noa. After all, this move is too difficult. Whitebeard himself has been thinking about it for a long time, but still hasn't been able to learn it. Golden Lion and Achaku were trying to hold back their laughter. In this way, you don't have to pay 1 billion Baileys, and you might even make 1 billion. Of course, if Brother Luo Noa finds it too difficult, forget it. After all, this move is indeed difficult to learn. Your replica of the slashing attack on the Golden Lion just now has already demonstrated your talent and strength. I have no objection if you become the squad leader. Silver Axe then gave Luo Noa a way out. After all, Luo Noa's talent is indeed amazing. He cannot afford to offend such a genius, and will have to try to win him over in the future. All he had to do was win the bet, and Luo Noa would still be the squad leader. Don't worry, I've already learned it. I'll show you now, Luo Noa said with a smile. Ding, congratulations to the host city for picking up the Silver Axe Jilin. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the advanced axe technique, current progress, 8%. When Silver Axe performed his moves, the system prompt came. The corresponding skills and muscle memory also flowed into Luo Noa's body, and Luo Noa can now use them at will. There was no need for Luo Noa to hide what he had learned about Jilin. After all, this is the Rocks Pirates, a super large pirate group composed of a group of extremely vicious, ambitious pirates who often fight and kill each other. I just got on board, and I need an opportunity to shock everyone, or to warn everyone. Don't mess with me, this is a good opportunity. After all, I didn't come on board to cause internal strife, and I didn't have any ambitions. I just wanted to kill all the dragons in the world and avenge my parents. Are you sure? Have you really learned it? When these words came out, everyone present was shocked. Silver Axe, Achaku, and Golden Lion looked doubtful. How could such a difficult move be learned by just watching it? Whitebeard and John were also stunned on the spot. They didn't expect Luo Noa to be able to learn such a difficult move. Even Rox was surprised, feeling that Luo Noa was far beyond his expectations. In addition to these people, there were squad leaders such as Charlotte Linlin, and some cadre members such as Long Bao Mai. There were also ordinary crew members, such as the very young Xia Qi, who all stared with their eyes wide open in disbelief. Luo Noa, are you serious? Of course I have learned it. Watch it carefully. Luo Noa smiled lightly, then raised the kotetsu in his hand. The next moment, Luo Noa released all of Conqueror's domineering aura. Boom, boom! Luo Noa's Conqueror's domineering power has reached the top level, and is obviously much stronger than Silver Axe's Conqueror's domineering power. The extreme weather and thundercloud quality in the sky are also significantly stronger than those of Silver Axe. Boom, boom! Soon, a ball of scorching lightning suddenly shot out from the thundercloud like a dragon and shot directly at Luo Noa, who was present. Upon seeing this, The members of the Rock's pirates who were close to Luo Noa hurried away, fearing that they would be affected by the thunder. Sizzle, sizzle! Luo Noa held Huche high up, allowing the thunder to bombard Huche crazily. But this lightning seems to be a bit active and cannot be absorbed by Kotetsu? The reason is very simple. Luo Noa's Conqueror's Haki is almost the same as Whitebeard's, and the natural lightning he creates is much stronger than the silver axe. Behave yourself, you bastard! Faced with this situation, Luo Noa shouted angrily, and his whole body was full of momentum. Because Luo Noa knew the principle, the silver axe simply used his domineering power to suppress the lightning on the weapon. Of course, this is the most difficult part of this move, as it requires precise control of the use of domineering power. If there is one more point, the natural thunder and lightning will be suppressed by the domineering aura and disappear without a trace. If it's 1 point less, the natural lightning voltage will not be obedient at all. However, Luo Noa's muscle memory has already mastered this control accuracy, reaching the same level as the silver axe. This released all of Conqueror's Haki and Armament Haki onto Kotetsu, severely suppressing the natural lightning. Soon the thunder and lightning calmed down, lingering quietly on the tip of the knife, flashing with tiny flashes of lightning. Ah! This guy actually controlled the lightning! Silver Axe standing by was horrified. He knew that the most difficult part of this move was to use his domineering aura to suppress the lightning. As long as it is suppressed well, this move is almost equivalent to learning 90%. The remaining 10% is to swing the sword to cut out the lightning, and anyone who knows how to use a sword can basically control it. What's more, the lightning summoned by Luo Noa is much stronger than the one he summoned. How could it be suppressed? Just how evil is this guy's talent? Golden Lion and Achaku on the side were also extremely surprised when they saw Silver Axe's reaction, and their hearts were beating fast. This guy wouldn't really learn it. Okay, watch me! Chilin! Boom! Luo Noa swung his sword towards the sky. The next moment, the sword energy mixed with Conqueror's and Armament Haki, 2 top-level domineering powers, shot out. Then it evolved into the appearance of an ancient mythical beast, Chilin, in the air. Roar! Roar! The Chilin roared angrily and bit a big hole in the clouds above Hachino's. Then, just like the silver axe, the Chilin exploded. Boom, boom! A mushroom cloud twice as big as the one created by Silver Axe appeared in the sky above Hachino's island. Phew! Instantly, all the members of the Rock's pirates present took a deep breath at the same time. This, Luo Noa, he really learned Captain Silver Axe's secret killing move. And judging by its scale and destructive power, the Chilin released by Luo Noa is even more terrifying than Captain Silver Axe's Chilin. It is different from the Golden Lion's chopping wave. After all, how powerful Silver Axe's Kirin move is depends purely on the armament color and Conqueror's strength, and swordsmanship only accounts for a small part. Silver Axe's Conqueror's Armament Haki is clearly not at Luo Noa's level. In the entire Rock's pirates, perhaps only Whitebeard, Golden Lion and Rocks can compete with Luo Noa in Conqueror's Armament Haki. Silence. The scene was completely silent. Everyone looked at Luo Noa. Their eyes were filled with admiration, jealousy, fear, shock, very complicated expressions. This guy's talent is truly outrageous. You did a good job, Luo Noa. Just then, Rocks also stepped forward and broke the silence. He also looked a little excited. After all, Rocks didn't expect that Luo Noa's talent was even more terrifying than he imagined. Yes, that's right, it's terrible. You can learn all the moves by just showing them once, even the extremely complicated special moves of Silver Axe, you can learn them just by looking at them. I'm afraid no one has possessed such a talent in the past 100 years, no, even in the history of the world. Luo Noa's growth will definitely help me realize my ambitions. Now I declare that Luo Noa officially becomes the captain of the Rock's pirates. No one has any objections, right? Rocks said after looking around in a domineering manner. There shouldn't be any objection to Luo Noa becoming the squad leader. Rocks looked around the scene and said in a very domineering manner. No problem, I fully support Luo Nuo becoming the squad leader. Me too. With Luo Nuo's ability, it would be easy for him to be the squad leader. We, the Rocks Pirates, have gained another powerful general. After seeing rocks come out and the dust settled, Achaku, Silver Axe, Golden Lion, John and even Charlotte Linlin quickly expressed their loyalty. The assessment just now by Golden Lion and Silver Axe was intended to embarrass Luo Nuo, but now they immediately agreed to it, hoping that Luo Nuo would not misunderstand them. After all, they didn't want to offend such a genius. Even after this assessment, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others all had the idea of winning over Luo Nuo. Charlotte Linlin, who had not gained weight yet, even cast a coquettish glance at Luo Nuo, hoping that Luo Nuo would notice her. With such excellent talent, if I could have a child with Luo Nuo, the child's talent would probably be even more terrifying than Katakuri's. Gulala, you are worthy of being Luo Nuo. It is really rare that so many captains agree unanimously. Seeing that Luo Nuo was successfully elected and that several squad captains all agreed, Whitebeard laughed out loud and felt proud. This is the genius that I personally recruited. Whitebeard felt very proud that even difficult guys like Golden Lion, Achaku, Silver Axe, and Charlotte all agreed with him. Well, Luo Nuo, you have officially become the captain of the Rocks Pirates. As a captain, you have a lot of power. You can choose the members you like, and you can even choose from other teams, provided that you can beat the captains of other teams or get the consent of the captains. And you have your own ship, and you have the power to lead your own team to sail in the new world. You can plunder all the countries and cities you like on your own, and you don't need to pay dividends to other captains. Rox began to explain to Luo Nuo the benefits of being a captain. In general, the captain is the highest-ranking officer of the Rocks Pirates. It is equivalent to the level of the three disasters, 4 generals and Whitebeard's captain of the Imperial Group. They can travel alone, rob at will, and have great power. No wonder so many pirates aspire to become the captain of the Rocks Pirates. It is indeed very attractive. But it's not easy to stand out among these monsters. The Rocks Pirates only have 6 captains now: Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, John, and Achaku. Luo Nuo is the 7th captain. Of course, the most important mission as a squad leader is that once I give you any instructions, no matter where you are or what you are doing, you must stop immediately, gather together, and move with the main force. Rox then emphasized that this was obviously the most important rule. But don't worry, every time I give you an order, I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Rox glanced at Luo Nuo and said deeply, "Interesting, I see." Luo Nuo understood as soon as he saw Rox's expression. With Rox's work style, once he wants to call for squad leaders, I'm afraid the targets will all be celestial dragons, which is exactly what I want. Okay, you can recruit your own members now. Rox patted Luo Nuo on the shoulder and said. As soon as he finished speaking, several members of the Rocks Pirates came to Luo Nuo. Captain Luo Nuo, choose me, choose me. I will definitely be loyal. Captain Luo Nuo, choose me. I am the user of the Zanzan fruit. I can definitely help you. Choose me, Captain Luo Nuo. I am the user of the bulbul fruit, and I have immense strength. All of a sudden, more than a dozen crew members from the Rocks Pirates wanted to join Luo Nuo's team. Luo Nuo actually had no interest in these people. Although some of them are fruit ability users, those who can volunteer to join his team must be those who are disliked by other team leaders. In other words, they lacked the strength and talent and were eliminated as crew members. But now he is just a commander without troops. Even if these people are not strong enough to fight, he still needs some to do the dirty and tiring work. Soon, Luo Nuo received more than a dozen strong men who looked strong and in good health. Those who were recruited by Luo Nuo were also very proud. After all, everyone has seen Luo Nuo's talent, and his potential in the future is definitely greater than any other captain. If I follow him, I will be able to achieve great success in the future. Some members who joined other squad leaders also had envy and regret on their faces. If I had known this earlier, I would have waited a little longer. Now these crew members whose strength and potential are not as good as mine can actually join Luo Noa's team. I am so lucky. At this moment, suddenly, a tall, muscular man easily pushed aside the person in front of him and squeezed in front of Luo Noa. This man was at least 5 meters tall, with strong muscles that looked as hard as molten iron. He had a mace at least 4 or 5 meters long on his waist, and 2 strange horns similar to bull's horns on his head. At first glance, he is obviously a member of the Ghost Clan. Captain Luo Noa, you are the hero, Luo Noa. I didn't expect to see you here. I am willing to join your team, please accept me. This person was extremely excited when he saw Luo Noa, just like a fanboy seeing his idol. He knelt on one knee on the spot and begged to join as if he was swearing an oath. After seeing this person, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, Achaku and others present were also surprised. He is a trainee crew member who has just joined the Rocks Pirates, and is from the Vodka Kingdom in the Grand Line. After being betrayed by his own country and escaping to Marine, he joined the Rocks Pirates. This person is Kaido, who later became famous as the world's strongest creature, one of the 4 emperors. Of course, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Charlotte, John, Achaku and others definitely don't know this. They only know that Kaido seems to have good talent, and is a guy with potential, so they sincerely invite Kaido to join their team. But they were all rejected by Kaido one by one. Everyone thought Kaido had his own ambitions and wanted to form his own team in the future, but he suddenly changed his mind and even clamored to join Luo Noa's team. This made the eyes of Golden Lion and others full of envy. Another newcomer with potential actually asked to join. The most important thing is that Kaido called Luo Noa hero, Luo Noa. Could this guy be Luo Noa's fanboy? Little did they know that Kaido had already regarded Luo Noa as his idol when he first saw him in the newspaper. After all, Luo Noa was about the same age as himself, but he dared to attack Tian Shangjin and did what he dared not do. If his hometown had not had to pay the gold from heaven, it would not have been in constant war, and would not have sold itself to the Marine. Kaido, why do you call me hero, Luo Noa? Faced with Kaido's surrender, Luo Noa was not in a hurry to agree, but asked curiously, when did I get the title of hero? Kaido was even more excited when he heard that Luo Noa actually knew his name. Captain Luo Noa, don't you know? Last time you hijacked Tian Shangjin, you freed many slaves, including brothers from our Ghost Clan. Now that everyone knows Captain Luo Noa's name, just call him hero, Luo Noa. Kaido explained affectionately. Hearing this, Luo Noa nodded. He had never expected that such a casual action of his at the time would lead to such an unexpected surprise. Looking at Kaido's admiring look, he is most likely a 100% fan of Kaido. Luo Noa didn't know at this time that the slaves he released at that time not only affected Kaido, but also the Mink tribe, the Fishmen of Fishman Island and other races. These influences will play an extremely huge role in the future. Okay, I understand. I agree to your application. You will be a member of my 7th Division in the future. Luo Noa was also happy to have Kaido, a guy with great potential, as his crew member. After all, this is the future, world's strongest creature. If I want to achieve my goal and kill all the celestial dragons, I must have capable helpers. That's not bad. As soon as he became the captain, he actually recruited Kaido, a potential monster, as a member. Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku and others on the side spoke sourly, their tone full of envy. Don't they want a talented and strong crew? It was a pity that even after inviting him, he ignored him and even knelt down to beg him to join Luo Noa's team. Congratulations, Luo Noa, on becoming the squad leader. We'll be a family from now on. Please take good care of each other on the same ship. Yes, we are partners. We will go through life and death together in the future. That's right, Captain Luo Noa. If you need any help in the future, just let me know. Well, Captain Luo Noa, are you interested in coming to my room tonight? I will treat you well. Then the banquet continued, and captains such as Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku, John and others raised their glasses to congratulate Luo Noa. It was also to leave a good impression in Luo Nuo's heart. Charlotte Linlin even kept flirting with Luo Nuo and invited him to her room. Although Charlotte Linlin's figure has not changed and her appearance is still youthful, she can even be considered a great beauty. However, after looking at the dozen or so young children behind Charlotte Linlin, including Perispero, Kadakuri, Daifuku, Owen, Opera, Kanti, Cracker, etc., Luo Nuo almost vomited the wine he had just drunk. Forget it. I'm not interested in second-hand goods, let alone goods that are more than 10 times the original. Aunt's beauty when she was young. Indeed, we are all partners, and we should take care of each other in the future. Luo Nuo clinked glasses with Golden Lion, Silver Axe, John and others one by one, but what he was thinking about was QNMGB. I know the character of these people, they are a bunch of ambitious people. They always call each other partners, but they will immediately turn hostile if there is a conflict of interest. However, it seems that it was not a bad thing that I had just fully demonstrated my talent. At least these captains are now afraid of my strength and potential, and have come to please me one after another. In the future, when I am in the Rocks Pirates, there shouldn't be any flies bothering me. The banquet lasted for 3 days and 3 nights, and cost nearly 3 billion Baileys. 3 months passed in a flash. During the 3 months that Luo Nuo joined the Rocks Pirates, he was constantly working on his weaknesses. First up is swordsmanship. In the past 3 months, Luo Nuo has often challenged Whitebeard to spar with him, and he is happy to fight Whitebeard whenever there is a fight. After a long period of competition, Luo Nuo successfully improved his swordsmanship from advanced to top level. After all, Whitebeard was also a master of swordsmanship. Luo Nuo is now considered a great swordsman-level swordsman, and the sword energy he uses to launch a slashing attack is comparable to that of the Golden Lion himself. His speed, strength, and stamina also improved during the competition, and he grew to the level of a general. Check the panel again. Host, Luo Nuo. Age 17. Strength, general level. Speed, general level. Physical strength, general level. Top Conquerors Hockey, 1.5%, Top Armament Hockey, 4.6%, High-Level Observation Hockey, 82.7%. Other abilities: Swordsmanship, Grand Swordsman level, Combat Experience, Advanced, Axe Skills, Advanced. Moves: Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin, Marine 6 Styles. Fruit ability: Flame Fruit Absorption. God level ability: Listen to the voices of all things. After checking the panel, Luo Nuo nodded with satisfaction. It can be said that he has almost no shortcomings now, and his strength has become that of a true general-level powerhouse. Of course, his observation hockey is still at an advanced stage, and Luo Nuo is already preparing to use the stock of devil fruits that he robbed from Tensho Jin last time to help upgrade his observation hockey. However, in terms of armament hockey and conqueror's hockey, Luo Nuo still remained at the top level, and there was still some distance to the strongest god level. Whitebeard's armament hockey conquerors is similar to Luo Nuo's, so every time they compete, the growth of these two hockey is very weak, almost stagnant. Perhaps it will take a huge battle to help me break through the bottleneck. As for Rox, no one knew what he had been doing in the past 3 months, and Luo Nuo hadn't even seen him since. One day 3 months later, Rox suddenly appeared and convened a cadre meeting without any warning. Except for the 2 squad leaders Luo Nuo and Whitebeard, who stayed in Hachino's and did not go out to earn extra money. After receiving Rock's call, the 5 squad leaders, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achiku, Charlotte Linlin and John, immediately stopped their current actions and returned to Hachino's as quickly as possible. Inside the huge skull of Hachino's is a conference room with gorgeous decorations. Rox, and all 7 squad leaders are here. Since everyone is here, I won't waste any more words. The reason why I gathered you together this time is because of one goal, the Golden City. Rox tapped the table in front of him with his fingers. A cold light flashed in his eyes. Oh? Golden City? John immediately became excited when he heard the word gold. Although it's called the Golden City, It's actually a big ship. It is known as the largest entertainment cruise ship on the ocean. The owner of this ship is the user of the golden fruit. It is said that he alone possesses 20% of the world's gold. The knowledgeable golden lion showed off. Occupies 20% of the world's gold? John, Achiku, and Silver Axe on the side all stared with their eyes wide open, and John's eyes even turned into the shape of money. We were all summoned here just because of the Golden City? That's too boring. Whitebeard was not interested in the Golden City at all and yawned. Of course not. According to the information I got this time, there are currently 19 celestial dragons in the Golden City. At this point, Rox released an extremely strong Conqueror's aura. The ground was instantly cracked by the Conqueror's domineering aura. This domineering aura even caused the 7 squad leaders present to sway a little. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's domineering. Current progress, 5%. The moment Rox released Conquerors, the long-lost system prompt appeared. The top Conqueror's domineering power suddenly increased significantly. It seems that Rox Conquerors should be at the god level. Luo Noa guessed secretly, and was also shocked at the same time. After fighting Whitebeard for 3 months, his top Conqueror's haki only increased by 1.5%, but Rox's haki increased by 3% with just a slight release. As expected, Rox is the overlord of the sea. It's a pity that Rox hasn't seen him in the past 3 months, otherwise Luo Noa would have challenged him. 19 celestial dragons! How could so many celestial dragons appear in one place at the same time? At this moment, Silver Axe couldn't help but exclaimed. Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, John, Achiku and Luo Noa were also surprised. It is extremely rare for 19 celestial dragons to appear at the same time. The Rox pirates have never encountered this before. As we all know, the celestial dragons are the descendants of the 20 kings who formed the world government 800 years ago. After the establishment of the world government, the descendants of the 20 kings moved to the holy land of Marihoa, and the celestial dragons were called gods from then on. Except for the Alabastan Nefertari royal family who refused to move in, there are only 19 celestial dragon families in the holy land of Marihoa now. Rox explained to the crowd, his eyes full of fire. That is to say, the 19 Tianlong people are most likely members of 19 families? Luo Noa also guessed, touching his chin. After all, the number 19 is very coincidental, and this is the only explanation. I'm just guessing, but according to the intelligence I got, these 19 celestial dragons gathered in the Golden City for no other reason than to discuss something in secret. Rox continued. Secret talk? What's the content? Everyone was very curious. What is the matter that requires mobilizing 19 families to hold talks? Luo Noa also frowned at this moment, and seemed to have some idea in his mind, but shook his head again. There is no need for me to care about these things now. One word: kill. Killing all these beasts is my primary goal. I don't know the details, but won't we find out if we kill them? An extremely evil smile appeared on Rox's face, and his aura continued to rise. Okay. How long will it take? At this time, Luo Noa was also excited and stood up directly from his chair, eager to set off right away. No matter what these Tianlong people gather together for, if they dare to show up in such numbers, I will kill them. As for what they were talking about in secret, Luo Noa didn't care at all. Everyone knew Luo Noa's past, so their reaction was not surprising. Luo Noa, don't be so impulsive. It's better to be careful. 19 celestial dragons left the Holy Land at the same time. There have never been so many celestial dragons before. Marine and the world government must be taking this very seriously. It is impossible for us to kill them so easily. Golden Lion was always cautious, so he gave a reminder. Everyone nodded in agreement. 19 celestial dragons is a big group. Marine will probably mobilize all the forces they can to protect them. Shiki is right. According to the intelligence network, Marine will at least send out 4 general-level warriors, Kong Gu, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr. Besides that, there is the scheming woman called He. When mentioning Crane, Rock's tone became noticeably more serious. In terms of strength, the Rock's pirates and the Marine headquarters are actually similar, but Crane is too cunning, and every strategy he comes up with is exactly the right remedy for the problem. Therefore, Marine can still barely suppress the Rock's pirates. For great generals? Hearing this lineup, Golden Lion, Achiku, Silver Axe and others were also stunned. This is indeed a big move by Marine. After all, Marine headquarters still needs some manpower to stay behind, and it is impossible for all of them to be mobilized. This is almost all the combat power that Marine can bring out. In addition, Marine has some strong newcomers this time. As far as I know, there are 3 newcomers from Logia. They are the Sparkle Spark fruit, the Magma fruit, and the Ice Ice fruit. They are all top-grade Logia fruits. Don't let your guard down just because you're domineering, understand? Rox warned after looking around. Hearing this, Luo Noa's eyelids suddenly twitched. Oh? According to the ability of the fruit, it sounds like chicken, dog and monkey, the 3 future admirals of the Marine. According to the timeline, they should not have joined the Marine yet. It seems that my appearance has caused a subtle shift in the original timeline. We have a new member, Luo Noa, so Marine should suffer this time. Charlotte Linland said bitterly, expressing her dissatisfaction with the Marine's tricks that had sabotaged her operations several times before. Yes, that's why I called you together this time. It's time for Marine to pay back all the debts it has owed. Rox seemed determined to win this trip. Okay, the meeting ends here. Go gather your team members and get ready. We'll set off early tomorrow morning. Rox waved his hand, and the 7 squad leaders left the meeting room and went to gather their team members. Luo Noa, be careful this time. After leaving the office, Whitebeard suddenly patted Luo Noa on the shoulder and said, I know, don't worry. Luo Noa nodded, knowing what Whitebeard was talking about. There is no doubt that his strength has reached the general level, but the only thing he lacks is practical experience, and he is currently only at the advanced level. It was true that he had been sparring with Whitebeard for 3 months, but his practical experience in life and death combat had not improved much. After all, sparring is just sparring, and it is impossible for him to fight to the death with Whitebeard. But this time, Marine is so well prepared, it will definitely be a fierce battle. When strong people talk to each other, and the difference in strength is not that big, experience determines the outcome. After saying goodbye to Whitebeard, Luo Noa went straight back to his bedroom. First, use your observation hockey to check if there is anyone around. After confirming that there was no one there, Luo Noa opened the system space and found several devil fruits that he had obtained when he hijacked Tenjo Jin. These fruits have not been used until now, waiting for a critical moment to come into play. Now is undoubtedly a critical moment. Since I lack practical experience, I will use my observation hockey to make up for it. By improving your observation hockey as much as possible, you can make up for your weakness of lack of practical experience to the greatest extent. Ding, a devil fruit is detected nearby. Host, do you want to absorb it? When the system prompted him, Luo Noa quickly confirmed the absorption and converted all the absorbed energy into observation hockey. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully absorbing the energy of the devil fruit. The observation hockey is growing rapidly. The current progress is 87.5%. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully absorbing the energy of the devil fruit. The observation hockey is growing rapidly. The current progress is 91.5%. Ding, congratulations, host. He absorbed all 5 devil fruits in one go, and his observation hockey just happened to reach the top level. Ding, congratulations to the host for raising his observation hockey level. Current level, top level. Ding detected that the host's observation hockey has been raised to the top level, and successfully comprehended the special observation hockey. Foresee the future. Ding detected that the host's observation hockey has reached the top level, understanding, foresee the future. The system's prompt sounded, but it made Luo Noa feel like it was heavenly music. When he reached the top level, he actually awakened a special observation hockey, the ability to foresee the future. This is a special ability belonging to the observation hockey. In the original work, Katakuri, who devoted all his energy to practicing observation haki, has practiced observation haki to this level. Able to foresee the short future. Ordinary observation haki makes the five senses more acute and better aware of changes in the surrounding environment, creatures, and aura. You can also predict your opponent's actions and evade them in advance. But the disadvantage is that if the opponent is experienced in combat and deliberately makes a feint, it will lead to a failure in prediction, and then lose the battle, or even lose his life. But the special seeing color foreseeing the future can observe the certain future. One is to predict the opponent's actions and then evade them, the other is to observe the future and then act. You can tell which one is better at a glance. I didn't expect to be given this surprise. This will completely make up for my lack of practical experience. Luo Noa was very satisfied with this unexpected surprise and couldn't help nodding. The next moment, Luo Noa began to release his observation haki, intending to try out this ability. The five senses have been heightened to a new level. Every blade of grass, every flower and tree within a radius of hundreds of meters, as well as the whispering of the Rock's pirate group outside his room came into his mind. The next second, two members of the Rock's pirates will fight because one of them got the other's clothes dirty. The next second, the guy who possessed the animal-type dog fruit and the jackal form took action first. The next second, all the surrounding members of the Rock's pirates gathered around to watch the fun, and no one would try to stop the impending fight. Next, the guy in jackal form killed his opponent instantly with one claw, ending the farce. Then, everything happened one by one as Luo Noa had predicted. Interesting. As expected, this is a move that can only be mastered by the top-level observation haki. Luo Noa couldn't help but sigh that the ability to foresee the future was so useful. In terms of quality, perhaps listening to the voice of all things is much more advanced than foreseeing the future for a short period of time. But in terms of combat bonus, foreseeing the future is far better than hearing the voice of all things. The celestial dragons must die, no one can escape. Luo Noa's eyes flashed with angry flames. 19 celestial dragons. No matter if you are some so-called bullshit gods or not, this time, none of you will survive. Huh! Someone's here! Rock sent him to find me. Soon, Luo Noa's ability to foresee the future foresaw a short period of the future. Wait a minute, someone will appear outside the room and tell you that Rox is here to gather the cadres again. Sure enough, a voice soon appeared outside Luo Noa's room door. Captain Luo Noa, Captain Rox is calling you. Coming right up. Luo Noa packed up and went to meet Rox. When he arrived, Luo Noa found that Whitebeard, Shiki, Silveraxe, Achaku and other captains had all arrived. Captain Rox just disbanded and now he's looking for us again. What is he trying to do? Shiki couldn't help but complain quietly. I don't know, maybe there is some new information. John on the side guessed. Maybe the captain changed his plans? Silveraxe also guessed. Whitebeard, Achaku and others also shook their heads, wondering why Rox had called them together again. He wants to teach us a move, Conqueror's Entanglement. At this moment, Luo Noa smiled faintly. At this moment, he had already seen the brief future. Rox will appear here later, show them Conqueror's Entanglement. How do you know? Several other squad leaders were puzzled. As soon as he finished speaking, a swift figure suddenly appeared in front of everyone like a ghost. I called you here now to show you Conqueror's Entanglement again. Rox came in front of everyone and looked around and said, Luo Noa, how did you know? After Rox finished speaking, all the cadres suddenly turned their heads to Luo Noa. There is doubt, shock and speculation in his eyes. How did this guy know the captain's purpose in summoning them? Could it be that Rox informed him in advance? Oh? Interesting. Have you awakened the future foreseeing observation haki? Rox understood it immediately. After all, he had heard what Luo Noa said just now. Foreseeing the future? Special observation haki? After hearing Rox's words, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Silveraxe, Achaku, John, Charlotte Linlin and others were all shocked. They had heard of this high-end observation haki, but they had to use almost all their energy to practice observation hockey in order to awaken it. With the ambitions of these monsters, it is impossible for them to devote all their energy to practicing observation hockey. They also need to practice armament hockey, conquerors, swordsmanship, and other abilities. The way everyone looked at Luo Nua changed again. After all, Luo Nua is also a strong man who is proficient in armament hockey, conquerors, and swordsmanship. But he awakened ahead of time and foresaw the future, which made everyone very envious. This guy's talent is truly monstrous. I taught you Conqueror's Entanglement last time. Have you learned it now? Then Rox spoke, turning his gaze towards the remaining cadres except Luo Nua. Hearing this, only Whitebeard and Golden Lion were not afraid of Rox's gaze at all. It's obvious that these two people have almost mastered it. Silver Axe, John, Achaku, and Charlotte Linlin lowered their heads in shame. The last time Rox taught them was half a year ago, but they still haven't learned it. You can't blame them, this kind of thing requires talent. It's obvious that Whitebeard and Shiki are far more talented than Jin Axe, Achaku, and even Charlotte Linlin. I'll teach you again, watch out. Perhaps he had anticipated this result, so Rox did not blame him. Instead, he turned his attention to Luo Nua. This time, my main target is Luo Nua. If he could learn Conqueror's Coil before the war, it would be of great benefit to the Rox pirates. In fact, Rox had wanted to teach Luo Nua Conqueror's Entanglement for a long time, but he had not been in Hachino's for the past 3 months. However, considering Luo Nua's talent, it should not be too late to teach him now. Conqueror's Entanglement and Armament Haki Raya Sakura actually have the same effect. They are all capable of destroying the enemy from within. But Conqueror's Entanglement is stronger than Ryo. First, he can strike from a distance, without having to touch the enemy. Second, the power is multiplied. After saying that, Rox released Conqueror's domineering aura. A dark red wave of air was wrapped around his right hand, emitting terrifying energy. Rox threw a punch, aiming at a boulder several tens of meters high that was 100 meters away. Boom! 100 meters away, the boulder exploded and shattered. Not only that, the terrifying air wave spread out from the boulder, leaving a shocking deep pit on the ground. Captain Rox indeed! Seeing this, everyone present looked sideways slightly. Conqueror's Winding is the highest level application of Conquerors. The power and destructive force surpass Armament Haki Ryo several times. It can be said that only those who possess Conqueror's Entanglement are qualified to be among the ceiling of combat power. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 8%. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up Conqueror's Entangle. At the same time, Luo Nua also felt a strong force surging into his body, making him feel warm and comfortable. How's it going, Luo Nua? Have you learned it? Rox directly passed over Silver Axe, Achaku, John, and others, and looked directly at Luo Nua. I've learned it. Luo Nua smiled faintly, and casually showed Conqueror's Entanglement. Like Rox, he can smash a boulder 100 meters away with one punch, but his destructive power and force are not as strong as Rox. This also made Luo Nua more certain that Rox Conqueror's domineering power had definitely reached the god level. Very good, I was right about you. Rox nodded, very satisfied. As for Silver Axe, Achaku, John, and the others, they might have already gotten used to Luo Nua's enchanting talent. Even though I had practiced hard for half a year but still couldn't master the skills, Luo Nua could still master them after just one demonstration. Now they also understand the true meaning of that sentence. The gap between people is sometimes even greater than that between people and dogs. Soon the next day arrived. The captains of the 7 divisions also gathered at the port of Hachino's early as agreed. No one dared to be late. After all, this was probably the most fierce attack since the establishment of the Rox pirates. Those are 19 celestial dragons. At the port, Whitebeard, Shiki, Luo Nua, Silver Axe, Charlotte Linlin, John, Achaku. The 7 captains who are feared all over the world are here. The members behind them are all experts with bounties exceeding 100 million. Among them are some famous pirates with bounties exceeding 400 million or 500 million. But even these great pirates cannot become the captain of the Rock's pirates. It's easy to imagine what kind of monsters those 7 squad leaders are. In addition, standing in front of everyone, there is a pirate who is at least 1 level stronger than these captains, Jibek D. Rocks. This is why the Rock's pirates are called the strongest. All of these people are mobilized, and they are even enough to compete with the overlord of the Sea Marine headquarters. This kind of scene can't help but make the Rock's members present yearn for it. As expected of the world's strongest pirate group, all of them are villains. But Captain Rocks, if we all leave, who will guard Hachino's? Seeing that the 7 major cadres plus Rocks himself were ready to go out in full force, Golden Lion couldn't help but express his concerns. Usually set out to attack the celestial dragons or Tenjijin. The Rock's pirates must leave at least 1 captain-level strongman to guard Hachino's to prevent anyone from stealing their home. However, this is the first time that all the senior cadres have been dispatched, leaving only some middle-level cadres and grassroots crew members. If a powerful general wants to steal our house, it will be easy. This time, our opponents are 19 celestial dragons. The Marines and the world government must have made an absolute defense. We must mobilize all our forces to have a chance. Do you understand? Rox seemed to have expected someone to ask this question. What if the Marines take advantage of our base camp's lack of strength and seize it? Achika warned cautiously. Don't worry, I'll find a way when the time comes. Rox grinned, obviously confident. Seeing Captain Rox so confident, the other officers did not dare to say anything more. Little ones, let's go! Rox waved his hand, and the giant pirate ship made entirely of the precious tree atom, with an extremely solid hull. The sword of Jibek is setting off. On the mast, the Rox pirate's flag fluttered. Any pirate group that sees this flag will be terrified and quickly retreat. It's finally here! The battle I've been looking forward to for so long. Go to the Golden City, kill those Tianlong people, and take the Golden City for yourself. That's right, let's do it, brothers! The boat set off, and Shiki, John, Silver Axe and others present became excited. Some members have drawn their attention and entered a state of preparation for battle. Once the war starts, these people can immediately get into the state. Kill! Luo No was also very excited and his body couldn't help but tremble. We must kill these pig-like dragons to pay tribute to the spirits of our parents in heaven. I saw the Golden City! Attention everyone! After about 3 hours of sailing, a giant cruise ship emitting golden color appeared in front of the Rox pirates. That is the legendary Golden City, the world's largest entertainment cruise ship. The owner of the Golden City is a man named Calvin Dar, known to the world as the Golden Emperor. It is rumored that he controls 20% of the world's Bailey in gold, and often has secret dealings with the world government and the celestial dragons. After seeing the Golden City, the knowledgeable Golden Lion began to provide scientific knowledge to everyone. A man is innocent unless he possesses a treasure. If you have so much wealth but don't have enough power, you must find a backer. It is obvious that the backers this Golden Emperor is looking for are the world government and the celestial dragons. Calvin Dar, I haven't heard of him. It seems that he is the first Golden Emperor. Luo No was not surprised by this. The Golden Emperor Guild Tesoro in the original novel was probably still playing in the mud. Golden Emperor Dar. Interesting. I want this guy's head, and no one else can snatch it from me. John pulled out the scimitar he carried with him, licked the blade with his tongue, his face full of greed. Haha, whoever gets there first gets it. John, you don't want to keep it all for yourself, do you? Achiku and Silver Axe standing by the side may not be as greedy as John, but how can they let John enjoy such a fat sheep alone? The 3 men suddenly became more aggressive and hostile, and even confronted each other. I feel that if there weren't a powerful enemy at the moment, they might have already started fighting. Boring guys. Whitebeard on the side couldn't bear to watch it anymore and sighed silently. The Rox pirates are just like that, a group of selfish guys who can fight among themselves even when facing a powerful enemy. This is also the reason why I dislike this pirate group very much. That's enough, Rox said in a deep voice, his momentum rising rapidly, fiercely covering the three people. John, Silveraxe, and Achika finally calmed down. Just rush forward as fast as you can. After seeing the Golden City, Rox waved his hand and gave orders, and the sword of Jibek rushed towards the Golden City at the fastest speed. Report! Report! Everyone, attention! The Rox pirates have been spotted! The Rox pirates have been spotted! At this time, the Marines lurking outside the Golden City also discovered the Rox pirates galloping over. The person in charge of reporting the incident was so frightened that he turned pale, and quickly reported the news to the Marine. Beep 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 beep. The moment the Rox pirates appeared, the Marine in charge of lookout immediately sounded the alarm. The alarm instantly rang throughout the sky and all Marines could hear it clearly. They're really here! The worst in history! The Rox pirates! The moment the alarm sounded, 3 recruits who have only been in the army for a few months but have been called monsters, Kazan, Sikaski and Borsellino, were all shocked. Marine has set up a tight net, but these pirates still dare to attack. Really not afraid of death. Kids, of course, our opponents are the Rox pirates, don't show that expression. The young and beautiful Lieutenant General Tsuru said calmly. It was as if everything was already within her expectations. Rox, Whitebeard, Shiki, Luo Noa, Silveraxe, Achiku, Charlotte Linlin, John. All 7 squad leaders are here. Rox is out in full force. Even though he had made sufficient preparations, Marine Admiral Kong still gasped when he saw the attacker. 7 captains, plus Rox himself. The world's strongest pirate group is here. In short, we must stop them outside the Golden City. We must not let them get close to the Golden City and harm the celestial dragons. With his muscles bulging and his aura rising, Cyborg leads a large group of elite Marines to go out to sea to stop the Rox pirate group. General Kong, wait a minute! Although the Rox pirates showed up, there was no sign of Shiki the Golden Lion on board. At this time, another general candidate known as the Wise General, Xianshi, Zhangwu, suddenly spoke. Soon after, Kong also stopped, and the Marines who followed him also stood there in a daze. Golden Lion Shiki, captain of the Rox Pirates' 2nd Division. Besides this, he has another nickname, the Flying Pirate. As if I remembered something. A huge shadow appeared on the ground. Sora, Sengoku, Zephyr, Garp and the Marines present all looked up at the sky. As expected. Boom, boom! It's as if the entire sky is covered. There is an island in the sky above the Golden City that is descending at the speed of free fall. Once it falls, the entire Golden City will be buried with it. Ha 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 ha! How about Laozi's gift? Marine, Celestial Dragons, all of you go to Laozi and die! In midair, the Golden Lion laughed heartily at his masterpiece, feeling very proud. They actually threw down an island! Is this the strength of the captain of the 2nd Division under Rox? Wow, how scary! Flying pirate Golden Lion Shiki! Kazan, Sikaski, and Borsellino all widened their eyes at the same time. It was obvious that the Golden Lion's attack was far beyond their imagination. Little devils, don't be distracted, don't forget the mission I gave you. At this time, he on the side slowly opened his mouth to remind him. After being reminded by Vice Admiral He, the 3 people present, Kazan, Sikaski and Borsellino, finally remembered why they were here. Boom boom boom! The 3 of them burst out with momentum and transformed into elements at the same time. At the same time, the 20 elite warships anchored outside the Golden City pointed their guns at the sky as if they had been prepared. Have you already made preparations for air defense? That woman He. Seeing this scene, Rox said as expected on the bow of the pirate ship. Meteor Volcano! Ice Age! Yashikani no Magatama! Although they were just recruits, the 3 of them had already developed their strongest moves. It just looks oppressive, and the range is much younger than its peak period in the future. Fortunately, the destructive power is not much inferior. What's more, the opponent is just a lifeless island, and the current destructive power is enough. Boom, boom, boom. In coordination with the special moves of these three people, the elite warships on the periphery also opened fire at the same time. Boom, boom. The shells, along with the attacks of three Logias with extremely destructive power, directly penetrated the island that the Golden Lion had dropped. 20 elite warships, with the destructive power equivalent to 2 buster calls, launch indiscriminate attacks. With the addition of 3 Logia users with extremely powerful destructive abilities, destroying an island would only take a few minutes. Soon the island thrown away by the Golden Lion turned into rubble and rained down from the sky. Great! We're saved! The Marines present had expressions of having survived a disaster. Are those the 3 Marine recruits Captain Rox mentioned? I'm so lucky to have eaten the top-notch Logia devil fruit. He actually neutralized all of Captain Shiki's moves. Many members of the Rox pirates also exclaimed in amazement. Even if it is a recruit, if he eats the top-level Logia fruit, he can burst out with powerful destructive power. Damn it, a few recruits broke Laozi's moves? Golden Lion suddenly felt a little embarrassed. He flew down from the sky like a human cannonball and rushed towards the 3 recruits, Kazan, Sakaski, and Borsellino. Let's take care of these 3 guys in one go. Just in time! Akainu, a young and inexperienced man, saw the great pirate Golden Lion rushing towards him, and instead of retreating, he advanced. The elemental right arm was filled with hot magma and was about to blast towards the Golden Lion. Shiki, don't even think about attacking my students, your opponent is me! Boom! The next moment, a figure flashed into the sky and collided violently with Shiki, who was falling from the sky. The domineering confrontation produced a terrifying wave of air. The wind waves continued to spread, like a Category 8 typhoon, and the Marines nearby could only hold on to something tightly to avoid being blown away. The person who came was actually a lieutenant general of the Marine headquarters, one of the candidates for general. Black Arm Zeph. Boom, boom, boom. Zepha and the Golden Lion fought quickly in the sky. Sword energy and physical skills, a domineering collision. Every confrontation will cause an explosion. Sakaski, don't be impulsive. We are no match for these pirates right now. Taking advantage of the gap between Zepha and the Golden Lion fighting, Kazan, Sakaski, and Borsellino quickly evacuated to a safe area. It's finally our turn. Shiki, your mission is accomplished. Wait for Laozi to kill. Ha ha, Marine, you're dead. Golden City, Laozi is coming. At this moment, taking advantage of the huge noise caused by the Golden Lion, the sword of Jibek took this opportunity to shorten the distance and arrived near the Golden City. On the ship, Captain Silveraxe, John, Achaku, Charlotte Lin, and others couldn't wait any longer. Damn it, is the Golden Lion just fainting? Is the purpose to close the distance? Kong Gangu regretted his decision a little bit. Marine's attention was attracted by the noise made by the Golden Lion just now. I didn't notice at all that the Rox pirates were right in front of me in the blink of an eye. Go! We have landed on the Golden City. Quick, go find the celestial dragons. There's also gold. What a luxurious cruise ship. Defeat Marine and this cruise ship will belong to our Rox pirates. Crash. Crash. Whoosh. Noisy footsteps were heard. The Rox pirates had successfully landed in the Golden City. Come on, little ones, let's make some noise. Rox waved his hand, and the members of the Rox pirates rushed into the Golden City like chicken blood. Don't underestimate Marine, Rox pirates! How could we not be prepared at all? Kong Gang shouted angrily, and the Marines lurking in the dark of the Golden City appeared one after another. Nearly 20,000 Marines rushed towards the Rox pirates like ants. The next moment, there was a chaotic battle. Stop the Rox pirates! Destroy them! For justice, charge! It is our duty to wipe out these evil pirates! The cheers were deafening. The Marine and Rox pirates fought each other, and the scene was extremely shocking. Come on, Marine, try to stop me! As the captain, Rox led the way and rushed to the front. Rox, don't even think about being so presumptuous. At the first moment of Rox's action, Cyborg Sora, who had been keeping a close eye on Rox, appeared in front of Rox. Not just Steel Bone. Another Marine Headquarters Vice Admiral, one of the 3 candidates for Admiral, Iron Fist, Garp, also appeared in front of Rox. The two of them just stared at the Sea Overlord. According to past experience, if you want to deal with Rox, you need at least 2 powerful generals to start with. This is the deterrent power of the Maritime Overlord. Do you still think you can stop me like before? Just the 2 of you? Rox smiled coldly, his words full of contempt. Guys like Marine only know how to use human wave tactics. Rox, stop looking down on Admiral Marine. I'm risking everything. I must stop you here today. Both Gangakong and Garp felt greatly insulted, and their aura surged. Admiral Marine? He's just a lackey of the Celestial Dragons. Rox smiled frivolously, and his aura surged. Soon Rox's momentum surged to a terrifying level. It even gives people the feeling of an ancient ferocious beast. Plop plop plop. The Conqueror's domineering aura continued to be released, and in the center of the battlefield, some Marines with weak willpower fell one after another. After a few minutes, the number of Marines dropped from 20,000 to half. Kong and Garp's faces looked extremely ugly. Still the same as before, the extremely powerful Conqueror's domineering. Because Rox is so excited today, Conqueror's aura is even stronger than before. In terms of momentum alone, the 2 of us were actually overshadowed by Rox alone. We can't let him continue like this. I represent the highest combat power of Marine, the face of Marine. We must return the favor. Boom, boom, boom. Soon, Cyborg and Garp acted at the same time, attacking from the left and right. Bang! Bang! After catching the 2 men's powerful and domineering fists, the 3 of them launched a nearly crazy attack. Every punch, every kick, every move, every style, is the most extreme confrontation. Every collision will produce terrifying energy fluctuations. No one dared to approach the 3 of them within 1,000 meters. Under the terrifying confrontation between the 3 people, the entire giant cruise ship actually began to shake. This is the strength of the captain. He is not at a disadvantage in a 1 versus 2 battle. At this moment, Silver Axe, Achaku, John and others behind Rox couldn't help but feel fascinated. This is also the reason why these monsters who clearly possess the qualifications of a king are willing to join the Rox pirates. He can fight against 2 powerful generals on his own. The only person who can do this in the ocean is Rox. The Overlord of the Sea is worthy of his reputation. Even Luo Nuo was a little stunned. This is the first time I have seen Rox take action. So scary. Kulala! Stop staring blankly, Marine! The Rox pirates are more than just the captain. Inspired by Rox, Whitebeard laughed excitedly. A transparent halo activated by the power of the Tremor fruit appeared on Kasugawa Kirai and blasted towards the area where the Marines were concentrated. How can I let you do whatever you want, Whitebeard? Before the halo fell to the ground, a golden light suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Big Buddha's shock wave. The shock wave and the seismic wave collided fiercely, bursting out extreme energy fluctuations. Zhanghua, you didn't get beaten enough last time, right? When Whitebeard saw the person coming, he sneered, and with a strong aura, he spoke sarcastically. Humph, Whitebeard, this is a different time now. The one who gets beaten down today will definitely be you. Zhanghua's expression was fierce, and his whole body was emitting golden light, which almost blinded people. Human fruit mythical beast great Buddha form. Buddha's warring states. As soon as he finished speaking, Whitebeard and Sengoku collided violently. The full-force collision between the 2 Emperor-level warriors caused the entire cruise ship to shake even more violently. Lion Thousand Slice Valley! Armament Hockey, Raya Sakura! In the sky, Golden Lion and Zifa were fighting fiercely, and air waves continued to surge in all directions. Zifa forced the Golden Lion into the sky and prevented him from touching any material. so that the troublesome ability of the Golden Lion's float fruit will not cause trouble. Well, this is the best place to collect the souls of the strong. Expand as much as you can, Zeus! Charlotte Linlin rushed into the crowd, and instantly killed more than a dozen Marines. The Rocks Pirates, captain of the 3rd Division, the fierce female pirate, Charlotte Linlin. Let us be your opponents! 4 elite lieutenant generals from the Marine headquarters stood in front of Charlotte Linlin with overwhelming momentum. One of them was a lieutenant general of the giant tribe. However, even if it was 4 against 1, these 4 lieutenant generals were not sure of winning, but it was definitely enough to hold out for a while. On the other side, John, Silveraxe, and Achaku were also blocked by the elite lieutenant generals of the Marine headquarters. At least, it was 3 to 4 elite lieutenant generals from the headquarters against 1 squad leader. It's just to deal with the 4 captains Charlotte, John, Silveraxe, and Achaku. The Marine headquarters is about to dispatch a dozen of its elite lieutenant generals. This is almost going to drain Marine's entire fortune. Fortunately, it managed to delay the progress of Rox himself and several captains. Marine was able to take a breath. Vice Admiral Tsuru, who was standing by, also urgently requested support from the world government. The Rox pirates came with great force, and Marine deployed almost all its forces, but it was only a draw. Don't forget, there's still one person from the Rox pirates who hasn't taken action yet. Captain of the 7th Division, bounty of 1.5 billion, the evil one, Luo Nuo. From the beginning of the battle till now, he has only been watching from the sidelines. Once he makes a move, Marine has no other power to stop this guy. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up power 3214. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up speed 987. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up 1598 stamina. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 18.5%. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Hockey, current progress, 16.7%. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 14.9%. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level Swordsmanship, current progress, 23.9%. The reason why Luo Noa didn't attack at this time was that he was feeling the growth of his power. A series of prompt sounds continued to appear, and Luo Noa's blood began to boil. Less than 10 minutes after the battle began, his 3-color domineering power has improved by leaps and bounds. His growth was several times faster than the 3 months of sparring with Whitebeard. It's exactly as I guessed. I want to make further breakthroughs and gain more powerful strength. Or challenge someone stronger than you and take away their power. Either you participate in this large-scale war, and quantitative change will lead to qualitative change. Seeing that the time is almost right, it's time for me to take action and give Marine a head-on blow. Brothers, follow me, find the Tianlong people and kill them all. The enthusiastic Luo Noa led the 7th Division to join the battlefield. Oink oink. The moment he joined the battlefield, Luo Noa drew out the tiger blade and swung out several sharp sword energies. In an instant, at least 30 Marines screamed and were swallowed by these sword energies. Damn it, the great pirate with a bounty of 1.5 billion, the evil one, Luo Noa! Such a fierce sword energy. I almost lost my life. We have no chance of winning against such a big pirate. Several Marines who were lucky enough not to be killed said with lingering fear. Swish! Luo Noa once again released a terrifying sword energy. As his swordsmanship improved, the power of his sword energy was no less than that of top swordsmen like Golden Lion and Whitebeard. Screams were heard. In an instant, dozens of Marines were swallowed by the sword energy. It's just like cutting leeks. One cut cuts and it's a whole bunch, very fast. Follow Boss Luo Noa, charge! Behind Luo Noa, Kaido's blood boiled when he saw this scene. Killing Marine is like killing a chicken. This is my idol, Hero Luo Noa. My original decision was indeed correct. The Golden Lion and the Silver Axe were no match for Boss Luonuo. 7th Squad, charge! Kaido raised his mace and charged towards where a dozen Marines were gathered like a desperate man. The next moment, all these Marines were knocked away by Kaido. Over the past 3 months, Kaido has been practicing armament Haki Ryasakura every day under Luonuo's supervision. With Kaido's extraordinary talent, he has completely mastered Ryo in the past 3 months. Combined with the internal destruction of Ryo, one hit from the stick can almost kill someone. Rush! Kill the Marine! Kill the Celestial Dragons! The members of the 7th Division also showed off their abilities. For a moment, under the leadership of Luonuo, the members of the 7th Division were like a piece of cake. Wherever the 7th Division went, Marines suffered heavy casualties. No one is not afraid of death. Even the Marine who represents justice. Knowing that they would be easily killed, these Marines did not even have the will to fight when they encountered the 7th Division and simply retreated. Marine morale fell into a slump. The balance that was originally maintained on the battlefield was broken in an instant. After all, Marines high in combat power barely has any spare strength left to stop Luonuo. Let alone Luonuo, Marine can't even spare a decent force to deal with Kaido. If this situation continues, it won't be long before Marine is defeated. Damn you, evil one! The one who killed your parents was obviously a celestial dragon. Why did you do such a cruel thing to Marine? Vice Admiral, he looked at Luonuo with eyes full of anger. With just one casual attack from Luonuo, more than a dozen Marines were killed. In just a few minutes, at least 200 Marines were killed by Luonuo. It seems that the original conjecture was correct. The joining of the Evil One, Luonuo, led to the collapse of the two major forces. After all, the forces of the Marine and Rock's pirate groups had maintained a delicate balance before. Without Luonuo's Rock's pirates, Marine could only barely hold them back. After Luonuo joins, the balance will definitely be broken. Now it seems that it is absolutely true. Haha, stop talking nonsense. You are a Marine and I am a pirate. If I don't kill you, am I going to be killed in return? Luonuo snorted coldly. Just because Luonuo doesn't like to attack civilians doesn't mean he's a good person. Good guys and bad guys are extremely difficult to define. Anyway, no matter whether they are good or bad, I will kill anyone who stops me from killing the celestial dragons. This is the rule that Luonuo set for himself. What's more, Marine and pirates are the opposite. If you don't kill the Marine will kill you in return. Damn it, the world government's reinforcements will take some time to arrive. At this point, we can only try to delay it. As a wise general, he is not the type to fight, but rather prefers to work behind the scenes. But in this situation, I have no choice but to give it my all. I will stop Luonuo here even if it costs my life. Otherwise, Marine might have been defeated before the reinforcements arrived. Lieutenant General Tsuru, how can we allow you to go to such a battle? Sensing that he was about to attack, several figures stood in front of him. As a senior staff officer, he has a high reputation among the Marines and is highly respected by them. Lieutenant General Crane, let's go! We are also righteous Marines! We will not back down in the face of evil! He looked carefully and found that the people in front of him were none other than Kazan, Sakaski, and Borsellino. These three people are all talents that Marine focuses on cultivating. Whether it's talent, potential, fruitability, or persistence in the face of justice, these three people stand out. Now it seems that it is true. After all, these three people are now recruits, and this is the time when their sense of justice is at its peak. Even Kizaru, who is always lazy and slacking off in the original work, is like this. I really didn't misjudge you. I'll leave it to you now. Remember, Luonuo is very powerful. Try not to confront him head-on. Try to delay him. He did not refuse, but gave instructions. Although these three are newcomers, they are extremely talented. He is so domineering, his physical skills have reached the level of a major general. He doesn't look like a rookie at all. Adding the Logia ability bonus of the three, these three are at least the strength of lieutenant generals of the headquarters. It shouldn't be a problem for the 3 lieutenant generals to hold Luo Noa back for a while and wait for the reinforcements from the world government to arrive. I see. The 3 of them nodded, and then used the Marine 6 Styles shave to come in front of the 7th Division led by Luo Noa, blocking everyone's way. Who are these guys? Marines Logia users. The members of the 7th Division immediately recognized the 3 men. The 3 people in front of him were the ones who had just worked together to destroy the Golden Lion's airstrike: Kazan, Sakaski, and Borsellino. Let us stop you! Evil culprit! He's a newcomer like us, but the bounty is 1.5 billion. That's really stressful. Yo, extremely evil, so scary. The 3 of them stood in front of the 7th Division, their faces full of righteousness. Interesting. Does Marine have no one left? I actually let the 3 of you stop me? Looking at the extremely immature chicken, dog, and monkey in front of him, Luo Noa couldn't help but burst into laughter. If these 3 were in their peak form, Luo Noa might have backed off. But these 3 are just newcomers who have only joined Marine for 3 months. When Luo Noa scanned the 3 people with his observation hockey, he found that even if the top-level Logia Devil Fruit was taken into account, these 3 people were only at the level of lieutenant generals at best. To put it bluntly, if Marine hadn't been left alone, these 3 wouldn't even be qualified to fight against him. You damned evil one, stop looking down on others! You are just a newcomer like us. Justice will prevail over evil. Sakaski, who had a hot temper, was angered by Luo Noa's words. From both his words and deeds, the other party showed that he did not take himself seriously at all. In that case, let him have a look. Big eruption! Sakaski felt insulted, roared angrily, and his right hand turned into an element. The scorching magma turned into a terrifying flaming fist and shot towards Luo Noa. Sakaski, I told you not to be impulsive. We are only responsible for delaying time, but we never thought of fighting head-on. Oh, there's really nothing we can do about him. Kazan on the side was also speechless at the impulsive Sakaski. The original plan was that the 3 of them were just delaying time and blocking the 7th squad. We have to wait until the reinforcements from the world government arrive. After all, the opponent is a pirate with a bounty of 1.5 billion. If you act rashly like a bully, you will definitely suffer a great loss. Although he said so, Kazan still cooperated very well. After all, he is still somewhat confident in his own abilities. Although I admit that Luo Noa is a great pirate, there are 3 of us on my side. Sakaski and Borsellino are no less powerful than me. Even if the 3 of them together cannot win, it should be no problem to delay for a while and wait for CP0 to arrive. Thinking of this, Kazan took action. Ice Age! An icicle extended from the palm of the hand at an extremely fast speed, emitting a terrifying cold air. Anyone who touches this icicle will be instantly frozen into ice. How scary! Luo Noa, captain of the 7th Division of the Rocks Pirates. Have you ever tried the light speed kick? Next up is Borsellino. Although Kizaru is quite Buddhist in the original work, he is still a passionate young man now. He was also quite unhappy to be humiliated in front of Luo Noa. He stretched out his long legs and launched a kick at the speed of light that was enough to cut a tree in half. Boom, boom, boom! The 3 of them went all out, and the magma, icicles, and lasers bombarded the captain of the 7th Division with undiminished momentum. Well, I'll show you the difference between people. Luo Noa smiled contemptuously and swung his knife forward. Swish! The fierce and surging sword energy rose from the ground, instantly engulfing the 3 people's determined moves. What? How is it possible? Our attack is unexpected! The 3 of them were shocked. His full-strength attack was blocked by Luo Noa with ease. Damn it! They're all newbies. Sakaski calmed down and put away his temper. This Luo Noa is obviously about the same age as me, or even younger than me. But the gap in strength between the 2 sides is huge. The gap is much bigger than I imagined. Kazan was also sweating profusely. I originally thought that the 3 of us were at the level of lieutenant generals and could fight off a few moves and delay time. but the gap between reality and ideal is far greater than I imagined. Oops, that's not good. As for the old bastard Borsellino, he immediately used the flash fruit to run away when he found something was wrong, and suddenly appeared dozens of meters away. The crane not far away was so shocked that it was speechless. The three new monsters who were as powerful as lieutenant generals were like chickens and dogs in front of Luo Nua, and could not withstand a single blow. It's my turn now, Luo Nua Gu Jingwu Bo said, holding the tiger che. A cold light flashed in his eyes. Oink oink! Directly swing the kotetsu 3 times. 3 sword energies burst out of the air, attacking Kazan, Sakaski, and Borsellino at extremely fast speeds. Damn it, it's too late to dodge! Elementalization in advance! The 3 men were not without combat experience. When they realized it was too late, they immediately transformed their bodies into elements in an attempt to avoid the move. How could it be? The next moment, the 3 people's faces suddenly changed. The blow was clearly still some distance away, but I felt as if someone had stabbed me in the abdomen. Then, the 3 of them fell to the ground in the same position, with blood gushing out in large quantities. 3 people, seriously injured. What happened? The slash was clearly still some distance away from me, but why did I get hit? Conqueror's entanglement! He was sweating profusely, and his heart was struck by lightning. He was speechless for a long time. The long-range attack method just now was undoubtedly Conqueror's entanglement. Only tyranny can achieve this effect of causing damage without touching the enemy. Hateful. The crane's heart is roaring. Conqueror's entanglement, a move that only an emperor-level warrior can use. Or say, Luo Nua has already learned Conqueror's entanglement, a move that only a powerful emperor can use. Has his strength already firmly reached the level of a general emperor? How come? It's only been 3 months since I joined Rox. In order to prevent you from becoming disciples and lackeys of the celestial dragons in the future, I will get rid of you here. Luo No picked up Kotetsu and flashed in front of Sakaski, ready to give him a chill. In Luo No's opinion, Admiral Marine is undoubtedly a disciple and lackey of the celestial dragons and should be killed. At this moment, in the Golden City, a huge group of people suddenly appeared. Hurry, get out of here! Protect the Tianlong people and don't let them get hurt! On the periphery, there were hundreds of fully armed people, wearing combat helmets from head to toe, and they were armed to the teeth. Inside, there are 19 celestial dragons. Damn, a bunch of useless marines! That's right, the Rox pirates actually attacked us. All these years of military spending have only supported a bunch of useless people like this. At this time, this group of Tianlong people were cursing and were obviously unhappy about being disturbed. After all, the reason why these 19 families gathered in this Golden City was to discuss an important matter related to the Tianlong family. Now this bunch of useless marines were almost broken through by the Rox pirates. And the fight between Rox pirates and marine was just too intense. The battle between Rox, Garp, Zephyr, Sengoku, Golden Lion, Shiki, Steel-Boned Sora and other Emperor-level strongmen has made the Golden City shaky. If we stay any longer, perhaps the entire cruise ship will be overturned. For safety reasons, the 19 Tianlong people decided to retreat. When retreating, he did not forget to curse the Marines as a bunch of incompetent rubbish. Finally, you're willing to show up, Celestial Dragon! After seeing the Celestial Dragons, Luo Nu immediately gave up on Sakaski. Because Luo Nu's observation Haki had already foreseen that someone was about to appear and stop him. This person's strength is quite good. If we kill Sakaski now and waste time, it is very likely that we will not have enough time to kill the Celestial Dragons. Faced with the 2 options of killing the dog and killing the Celestial Dragon, the choice is obvious. Save! Sakaski, who was lying on the ground unable to move, breathed a sigh of relief. I almost died here. The evil one Luo Nua, so scary. Get out of my way! Luo Nua shouted loudly and came to the huge crowd in anger. One sword! Swish! The cold light rises from the ground. The dozens of guards who were fully armed to the teeth were instantly knocked away. 3 celestial dragons immediately appeared in front of Luo Nuo. These 3 people, one is short and fat with a pumpkin face, one has uneven eyes with a watermelon rind, and the other has cross-eyed and buck teeth. They are obviously the product of inbreeding. Asshole, you pariah, what do you want to do? Hurry up and stop this untouchable. You bunch of rubbish. Wait. Isn't he the extremely evil? Facing Luo Nuo, the 3 ugly celestial dragons retreated while cursing. When they found out that Luo Nuo was the evil man, who had killed Saint Calmarco some time ago, the 3 of them immediately started to tremble in fear and tried to run away as fast as they could. The most evil person, Luo Nuo, in the hearts of the celestial dragons in the holy land of Marihoa. The devil second only to rocks. This guy really knows how to kill people. Lucky for you, it's too late to torture you now, so go to hell, you pig! Luo Nuo shouted angrily and pierced the heart of the short and fat Japanese dragon in front of him with his sword. There's still time! It is foreseeable that the future observation hockey will take effect again, and it will take about a second for someone to appear and stop him. In that case, go to hell! Luo Nuo seized the moment, shouted angrily, and drew his sword at the speed of light, cutting the other 2 Tianlong people with different-sized eyes, watermelon-like haircuts, buck teeth and cross-eyed people in half. Kill 3 celestial dragons first. Damn it! The celestial dragons were killed! 3 people died at once! You must stop him, and never let him do it again! The fully armed guards present did not expect that 3 Tianlong people would be killed in an instant. Guards, what are you doing here? Stop him, lousy! Run! The evil ones are no joke. Damn, you are a bunch of rubbish. So many of you can't even stop one person. And those useless Marines, don't they have an admiral to protect us? What are these useless Marines doing? Don't come over here. Seeing 3 Tianlong people being killed instantly, the other 16 Tianlong people also panicked. The voices of these celestial dragons are as loud as the squeals of pigs. For a moment, curses, insults, and sounds of running away rose to the sky. Oh no! It's all over now! He was standing aside with a pale face, dumbfounded. If Garp, Sengoku, and Zifa weren't fighting at this time, they would definitely be shocked after seeing Crane's expression. After all, he always appears calm and composed. When has he ever had such an expression on his face? These 19 celestial dragons belong to different families. To be sent to attend such a grand meeting, these people must be very important in the family. 3 people died at once. If the world government blames them in the future, Marine may not be able to bear it. Damn it! Something seems to have happened to the celestial dragons! For a moment, the huge commotion caused by Luo Nuo instantly attracted the attention of the Marines present. First, Zifa heard the pig-like cries of the celestial dragons, and then found out that 3 of them were killed by Luo Nuo. Zifa, where are you looking? How dare you be distracted while fighting Lousy? Lousy has no dignity, does he? In the sky, the golden lion who was fighting with Zifa keenly noticed that Zifa was distracted for a moment. Lion Thousand Slice Valley! An evil smile appeared on the corner of the golden lion's mouth, and the 2 famous swords Ingshi and Ku Mu slashed out with terrifying sword energy. Phew! Zifa failed to defend in time, and was pierced by the sword energy. His body hit the ground heavily, creating a shockingly deep pit. After the smoke cleared, Zifa reappeared in front of everyone. His originally straight marine uniform had been chopped into pieces by the sword energy. There were 7 or 8 bloody wounds on his body, deep enough to reveal the bones. It was obvious that he was seriously injured. More importantly, Zifa's aura was also greatly weakened. Ha 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 ha, Zifa bastard, this day next year will be the anniversary of your death. The golden lion laughed loudly, already seeing victory was just around the corner. He rushed down from the air and smashed towards Zifa like a human bomb. Damn it! Fighting against such a strong man, I really can't be distracted at all. Zifa barely managed to take this move, secretly regretting it. It was obvious that he could no longer fight the Golden Lion on equal terms as before, and was now in decline. It won't be long before Zifa is defeated. At the same time, the battle between Whitebeard and Sengoku was almost a mirror image. Has something happened to the celestial dragons? Janghua felt a little worried. Couldn't help but take a peek. Then Janghua's heart was like a raging wave hitting the shore, and he was trembling with fear. Luo Nuo killed 3 celestial dragons. Janghua, you seem distracted. Whitebeard sensed an opportunity, and revealed a smug smile. Murakumokiri! Combined with the power of the Tremor fruit, and Whitebeard's own great swordsman-level slash, the Golden Buddha of the Warring States period was pushed back hundreds of meters. A mouthful of blood gushed out from the corner of his mouth, and the Buddha form of the Warring States period disappeared. Janghua, who had transformed into a human form, covered his bleeding abdomen with his hands, his face ashen. Finished. How could I be distracted when I was fighting a strong man like Whitebeard? This is how the Emperor-level warriors fight. If both sides go all out, and there is no external interference, the battle may take 10 days and 10 nights to determine the winner. But how complicated is the situation of a full-scale war? It is impossible to be free from interference from external forces. Once one side is taken advantage of, the outcome is likely to be decided in a very short time. Gulala, Luo Nuo, well done! Whitebeard also felt that Sengoku was seriously injured by his sword. Even the Buddha form could not be maintained. I believe it won't be long before I can defeat this guy. On the other side, a similar situation occurred in the battlefield where Rox, Kongu, and Garp were fighting. Cyborg Sora was worried that the celestial dragons were distracted. Garp is different. He doesn't care about the life or death of the celestial dragons. He was distracted only when he saw his good friends Sengoku and Zifa both being defeated in an instant. Rox found the opportunity for both of them, and both of them were seriously injured. And judging from the degree of injuries, Kong and Garp were much more seriously injured than Zephyr and Sengoku. After all, they have to face the Sea Overlord Rox. Ha ha ha, you've done a great job, Luo Nuo! Rox laughed out loud. He didn't expect it to be so smooth this time. In such a short time, Garp and Cyborg Kong were seriously injured. Plus, Zifa and Sengoku have also shown signs of decline. Marine's defeat is inevitable. Maybe this time, not only will these celestial dragons be killed, but most of the Marines will also be wiped out by the Rox pirates. If this is true, then next time I will not attack the celestial dragons, but directly attack the Holy Land of Marihoa. Without Marine's restraint, those people in Mary Geos are nothing to be feared. The throne of the King of the World is within your reach. All this is thanks to Luo Nuo killing 3 celestial dragons. Then it led to a chain reaction in Marine. The whole process happened almost instantly, taking only a second. War is like this. A seemingly insignificant thing may very likely affect the outcome of the entire war. Just like the scene in the original novel when Whitebeard was pierced by the filial piety sword during the Battle of Marineford. Because Whitebeard was pierced, Marco and Diamond Jaws were also found an opportunity by the Marine Admirals Aoki and Kizaru at that time. The situation of the war was also instantly reversed by the Marine. But at this moment, Marine was overturned by the Rox pirates. Damn it, Evil One! Crane almost broke his teeth at this moment. The situation of Marine is not optimistic, it can be described as a complete defeat. Zephyr, Sengoku, Garp, and Kong, the 4 great generals, were all seriously injured. They can no longer stop Rox, Whitebeard, Shiki, and other strong men from killing. It all started when Luo Nuo killed the celestial dragon. With the addition of the Evil One, Luo Nuo, Marine is completely unable to gain any advantage in the fight with the Rox pirates. Can the power of one person really be this great? Leave the celestial dragons to Luo Nuo, and deal with the Marine warriors first. The next moment, Rox gave orders almost without stopping. This order was obviously given to Golden Lion and Whitebeard. If we can kill Sengoku, Zephyr, Kongu, and Garp, my plan to become the king of the world will come true. In addition to Rox, Golden Lion, and Whitebeard, all 3 battlefields have achieved great victories. The 4 captains, Silver Axe, Achaku, John, and Charlotte Lin, also noticed that the situation had changed dramatically. With their morale boosted, these 4 people are about to break through the combined efforts of the elite lieutenant generals of the Marine headquarters. Kill! Rock's eyes flashed with a gleam of light, and he was ready to kill the seriously injured cyborgs Sora and Garp first. The death of these 2 people will definitely damage Marine's vitality. It may take at least 20 years to recover. Rox flashed in front of the injured cyborg and Garp, and gathered strength with his fists. The overwhelming Conqueror's domineering power is fully released. On both fists, crimson waves of energy surged wildly, like a long-starved tiger about to eat a person. This is the fatal blow. Garp and Kong also felt their lives were in danger, and their faces became extremely solemn. Unfortunately, they were seriously injured and could no longer interact with Rox like before. Boom, boom! The 2 fists hit Garp and Steel Bones Sora in front of him respectively. At the same time, the Golden Lion finally came to the ground. Lion's Might Earth Control Scroll! After the palm of the hand touched the ground, the Golden Lion unleashed the terrifying power of the floating fruit. The ground surged wildly, and countless pieces of rubble combined into a giant lion's head, charging towards Zephyr, who was kneeling on one knee and losing his momentum. However, Whitebeard did not kill Sengoku. After all, Whitebeard is not the kind of person who likes to kill, and he will not blindly follow Rock's orders. But to be on the safe side, Whitebeard prepared to cut off Sengoku's hands. This will greatly reduce the strength of the Warring States period. Murakumo Slash! Whitebeard roared, and a terrifying sword energy surged towards Zhangguo's hands. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up Power 3985. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up Speed 1357. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up 2951 Stamina. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 34.9%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Hockey, current progress, 38.7%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 36.2%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level Swordsmanship, current progress, 43.6%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up Tsongyun Chi. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Lion Thousand Slice Valley. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Physical Talent Iron Balloon. As Whitebeard, Golden Lion, and Rox continued to attack, the system kept sending prompts. Kusugawa Kiri, Lion Thousand Slice Valley, 2 more special moves. And the 3 colors of Domineering and Swordsmanship have been improved to varying degrees. Speed, strength, and stamina are also greatly enhanced. A comfortable warm current flowed into Luo No's body, and his muscles memorized the 2 moves, Kusugawa Kiri and Lion Thousand Slice Valley. Of course, what surprised Luo No even more was that he actually picked up what might be the most powerful physical talent among pirates. Steel Balloon. Luo No suddenly felt that his body had undergone tremendous changes. Like a steel skeleton, even without the armed color Domineering, it can withstand the sword, axe, gun, bomb, and so on. Without a doubt, the only person present who possesses such a terrifying talent is Charlotte Lin. Just now, when Rox, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion took advantage of their advantage and defeated Cyborg, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr in one fell swoop. Charlotte Lin also took advantage of this momentum, and used her famous sword Napoleon to chop down the giant. Then the other 3 elite lieutenant generals took this opportunity to slash Charlotte Lin's body 3 times in a row. To the surprise of the 3 lieutenant generals, their slashes with armament hockey on Charlotte Lin were like slashing on an iron plate, and the swords actually bounced back. There was a small gap on the blade. This is the terrifying physical talent, The steel balloon. Not to mention Charlotte Linlin now. Even at the age of 5, she could kill a giant bear with one slap. When eating syndrome broke out, he easily killed a giant. At that time, she didn't know anything about domineering or swordsmanship. Iron Balloon Madara can tell how terrifying his physical talent is. It was at this time that the system picked up Charlotte Linlin's terrifying physical talent. I've become a lot stronger. At this moment, Luo Noa felt that his strength had increased again. He has already reached the general level, and he can still grow. This is a surprise to Luo Noa. Good. Very good. More talent like this. So that I can kill all these piggy celestial dragons. However, it is impossible for Sengoku to kill Kong, Garp, and Zephyr here. Because the reinforcements have arrived. Luo Noa's foresight has also detected the short future. Next, Rox, Golden Lion, and Whitebeard will be stopped by the reinforcements sent by the world government. This time the world government sent quite a lot of reinforcements. There are at least 5 general-level auras. In addition, there are nearly 10 people whose strength is not weaker than that of the elite lieutenant generals of this department. Is this another Marine headquarters being dispatched? The foundation of the world government is deeper than I imagined. Sure enough, the next moment, just when Rox, Golden Lion and Whitebeard's fatal blows were about to hit. At the scene, several figures suddenly appeared and blocked the fatal blows from Rox, Golden Lion, and Whitebeard. Boom, boom, boom. In the center of the battlefield, 3 terrifying explosions suddenly erupted, and smoke and dust spread everywhere. When the smoke cleared, everyone suddenly discovered. In the center of the battlefield, there suddenly appeared 5 old men with gray hair and beards. 2 of them blocked Rox. Whitebeard and Golden Lion were each blocked by 1 person. A person also appeared in front of Luo Noa. These 5 people, 1 has curly hair, 1 is bald, 1 is wearing a suit, 1 is wearing a kimono, and the last one is holding a famous sword. The 5 men either had gray hair or gray beards, and their ages were at least 60 years old. But the aura of these 5 people is as deep and broad as the ocean. In terms of aura alone, the 5 of them were no weaker than the Marine Masters present, such as Zephyr, Sengoku, Kong, Garp, etc. There is no doubt that these 5 people are the highest powers in the world, the 5 elders. It's really shocking that Marine has been defeated to this extent. The Rox pirates have become even stronger. It was so horrible. Fortunately, I made it in time. If I had been a second later, the consequences would have been disastrous. The danger level of the Rox pirates must be re-evaluated. Anyway, let's resolve this war first. After these 5 people saw the situation clearly, their usually calm expressions suddenly became tense. Looks very surprised. Before they came, they thought that even with the addition of the extremely evil Marine would not lose even if it could not suppress the Rox pirates. Now it seems that we didn't just lose, we were completely routed. It was even close to being a catastrophic disaster. If they were even a step later, Marine would have lost at least 4 great generals. If Marine really loses 4 great generals, it will be dead in name only. Will the world government alone be able to resist the Rox pirates' relentless pursuit? The 5 old men couldn't help but feel a little scared. The highest power in the world. 5 elders! Are all the 5 elders here? That's awesome! 5 elders can actually hold off Rox, Golden Lion, and Shiki. Are they that strong? The appearance of the 5 elders shocked all the Marines present, even those from the Rox pirates. Everyone only knows that the 5 elders are the highest authority in the world, but they don't know that these people are so powerful. Even the Marine had no idea. Only a few Marine insiders, Rox, Luo Noa, Whitebeard, Shiki and others were present with calm expressions. Just based on that bunch of useless celestial dragons, is there anyone who is willing to submit to them? It's because there is a powerful force behind these Tianlong people. In the final analysis, this is a world where everyone competes to see who has the bigger fist. Whoever has the biggest fist is God. If the celestial dragons were really a bunch of useless people who ate for free, someone would have rushed to the holy land of Marihoa and shot these pigs to death. Can they still rule the world for 800 years? Of course, the 5 elders are just a surface effort that has been pushed to the forefront. The real boss behind the scenes is someone else. King of the world Yim. Even though he was a time traveler, Luo Noa didn't know the extent of Yim's strength. All we know is that this guy is the true ruler of the world government, and immortal, and possesses some kind of terrifying power. But I was surprised that the 5 elders were so strong. After Luo Noa used his observation haki to investigate, he was still a little surprised. The auras of the 5 people are similar, all at the level of General Emperor. The world government has a very deep foundation. Moreover, these 5 people are different from the 5 elders in the original book. After all, the 5 elders in the original book should be only in their 30s or 40s. The hair of these 5 old men has turned gray. Will the 5 elders also be updated? In addition to the 5 elders, a group of CP0 wearing masks also appeared at the scene. Among these people there are also some very powerful ones. At least 10 of them have the strength of elite lieutenant generals of the Marine headquarters. When they saw the scene, they were also shocked. Marine was beaten into this state. Is the Rock's pirates so powerful? Normally they seldom fight with pirates and have no idea of the power of the world's strongest pirate group. Now it seems that the power of the world's strongest pirate group is far beyond what he can imagine. And there! Look, 3 gods have been killed! At this moment, a sharp-eyed CP0 exclaimed. He suddenly discovered that there were 3 corpses of Tianlong people at the scene. Next to these corpses stood a man about 2.5 meters tall. Luo Noa was still in the growth stage. A young man in a clean white shirt and black trousers. Bounty, 1.5 billion. Captain of the 7th Division of the Rock's Pirates. The evil one Luo Noa. After seeing the bodies of the 3 celestial dragons, the CP0s were shocked at first. After coming to their senses, everyone looked at Luo Noa with murderous intent. Although he couldn't see their expressions clearly under the masks, Luo Noa could clearly feel that these CP0s were very angry. Even if their own father died, they probably wouldn't be this angry. You bastard, you actually killed a god! You have committed a heinous crime, untouchable! All of a sudden, at least 3 elite lieutenant generals from our headquarters came to Luo Noa's side. 6th style secret, destruction! One of the CP0s who was slightly faster came in front of Luo Noa and used the 6 styles secret technique. This move combines the 6 powers of Marine's 6 styles. It is extremely powerful and will generate a huge shock wave when activated. The shock wave will pass through the body and cause damage to the internal organs. It can be considered a low-profile version of armament haki Ryosaku. Wait! Luo Noa is now a general! Don't go looking for death! At this moment, the young Vice Admiral Crane spoke up. This information needs to be informed to everyone present as soon as possible. After all, the battle just now was extremely fierce. Kong, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr were all fighting with all their might, and had no time to pay attention to what was happening outside the battlefield. He was the only one present, and he saw Luo Noa display his strength that was no less than that of a general-level warrior. If you still think that Luo Noa is only capable of a 1.5 billion bounty, you will suffer a great loss. What? Before the CP0 could react, the famous sword Kotetsu pierced through his body with ease. Armament Haki Ryu Sakura instantly penetrated the CP0's body, shattering his internal organs on the spot. The next moment, this CP0 fell in a pool of blood. General strength? Has Luo Noa broken through to the level of a general? You are kidding. Crane's words immediately shocked Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, 5 elders and others present. How long has he been at sea? He already has the strength of a general? Even though they knew the extent of Luo Noa's talent, the Marine executives and the 5 elders were still stunned upon hearing the news. It seems that there is only one step between general and lieutenant general. But the gap between them is like a chasm. Admiral, there are only 3 admiral positions in the entire Marine. The general is also known as the world's highest fighting force in the government. Of course, this is the highest combat power on the surface. The lieutenant general is much inferior. From the substitute for the general to the elite lieutenant general of the headquarters. From ordinary lieutenant generals at the headquarters to lieutenant generals at Marine base branches scattered around the world. Including all the Marines in the world, there are at least dozens of lieutenant generals. It is enough to see that there is a huge gap between the two. A lieutenant general, even an elite lieutenant general from the headquarters, would be killed instantly if he met a general. That's the captain of the 7th Division of our Rocks Pirates. It's only natural to have such strength. Whitebird laughed heartily. It was so cool to see the Marine executives' expressions like this. Just watch, Marine headquarters, the 5 old men. Luo Noa is far more terrifying than you think. Your doomsday is coming. Seeing the expression on 5 elders' face, which looked like they had eaten shit, Rox also feels transparent and comfortable. 5 elders, and the people behind you. You bunch of rubbish, wait for death. Luo Noa's talent is something that even he himself finds terrifying. You have no idea how scary that guy is. Damn it! He's actually a powerful general! The other 2 CP0s didn't expect that their colleagues would be killed instantly. My strength is not much different from that of my colleagues, so wouldn't I be killed instantly if I went up there? So the 2 of them immediately turned around and ran away. Want to run? Luo Noa sneered and released Conqueror's domineering aura. Dark red air waves wrapped around Kotetsu, emitting a dangerous yet charming aura. Die! After 2 consecutive sword strikes, the 2 CP0s dodged but still found themselves being hit. What kind of ability is this? Under the masks, the 2 CP0s slowly closed their eyes with expressions of extreme shock. He had clearly dodged, but was still hit. They had never heard of such an ability. 3 elite lieutenant generals died just like that. This is Conqueror's entanglement. What? Has he mastered Conqueror's coil? At this moment, Kong, Zephyr, Sengoku, and Garp saw with their own eyes that Luo Noa had mastered Conqueror's entanglement. The 4 of them immediately took a deep breath. With the power of tyranny, he has undoubtedly entered the realm of a powerful emperor. It only took this newcomer a short time to be promoted to the level of a general emperor, which many people would never be able to reach in their lifetime. No wonder Marine was defeated so completely. The Rocks Pirates have gained the strength of another great admiral, and their danger level has greatly increased. That's right. The impact of a general-level warrior on a war is far greater than that of 100,000 ordinary soldiers. This guy is growing up so fast. See Luo Noa using Conqueror's entanglement. It wasn't just the Marine executives who were deeply shocked. The 5 elders, who had just joined the battlefield, looked calm, but their hearts were beating like thunder. After only 3 months at sea, he has already become a great admiral. Such a monstrous talent, they had never heard of it in all these years. Thinking back to 3 months ago, when Luo Noa first appeared, he hijacked the Tianshengzhen of the East China Sea. What was his strength at that time? Only the 3rd level of domineering is considered advanced. I don't know how to do reeling and backhand at all. Such strength, in the weakest East China Sea, might be the level of a great pirate, and no one dares to provoke him. But in New World, it is just a low-end product. To say that we caught a handful might be a bit of an exaggeration. But a handful is definitely not an exaggeration. But how long has it been? Just over 3 months. This guy went from being a lowly person in the New World to a general-level warrior in one fell swoop. What is the level of the general? Almost at ceiling level. These 5 elders know very well how difficult it is to start from scratch and cultivate to the level of a general. Even though I started practicing since I was a child, it took me nearly 50 years to grow into a true general-level warrior. It was not until he was 50 years old that he was promoted by Lord Yim to be the new 5 elders. Only you know the hardships you have gone through. But now, Luo Noa has completed such a transformation in just 3 months. The 5 elders were so angry that they wanted to vomit blood. I'm afraid I've been living a dog's life for the past 50 years. That's enough, let's stop here, everyone retreat! At this moment, Rox suddenly spoke to the members of the Rox pirate group present. Now it seems that the Rox pirates have the upper hand, but the situation is not good. Although Kong Gu, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others were seriously injured and might not be able to fight for a short time. But with their monstrous physique and recovery ability as generals, they can fight again after just half an hour of rest. Plus the 5 elders are out in force. With only 5 powerful admirals, the Rox pirates can still contend with them. But if Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others recover during this period and join the battle again, the situation will be very bad for the Rox pirates. By then, the ones who will be wiped out may be the Rox pirates. 3 celestial dragons had been killed in this war. Although the goal had not been achieved, it was not a complete failure. Moreover, this war has severely damaged the morale of the Marines. They will have to think twice before facing the Rox pirates alone again. Therefore, Rox immediately issued an order to retreat. There is a long time to come, and there are plenty of opportunities to kill the Tianlong people. There is no need to take the risk of the entire group being wiped out. Upon hearing this, the captains of the Rox pirates, including Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, Achaku, and John also agreed. It would be really disadvantageous for the Rox pirates to continue fighting. So everyone prepared to retreat from the Golden City. After killing Marines so brutally, you're going to leave so easily? Rox pirates! At this time, Gangukong spoke, extremely unhappy. With his wisdom, he also figured out that continuing the war would be extremely beneficial to the Marines and the world government. The worse for the Rox pirates. Now is the best time to take down the Rox pirates. Give yourself another 10 minutes and you will recover a little. At that time, cooperating with the 5 elders to annihilate the Rox pirates here would be the best option. Steel-Bone Sora, let them leave. At this moment, the sword-wielding old man among the 5 elders spoke. That's right, let them go. The other 5 elders echoed. Although I really want to regain my place here, there are still so many Tianlong people here. These celestial dragons are very important figures in each family. If we really have to fight again, and affect these celestial dragons, it will be difficult to explain to Lordum when we return to the Holy Land. But if we don't kill them, it will damage the Marines' image of justice. The hollow steel bones are unwilling to accept it. He knew that the 5 elders were worried about the presence of the celestial dragons and were unwilling to fight anymore. But Marine was defeated by pirates. If this gets out, it will be too embarrassing and will damage Marine's military prestige. If Marine doesn't redeem himself here, how can he still claim to be righteous in front of the whole world? That's right, 5 elders, this is the best chance to destroy the Rox pirates. If you miss this opportunity, it will be difficult next time. Not just Steel-Bone. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, Crane and other Marine high-ranking officials are all very unwilling. This is a great opportunity to take down the Rox pirates. It will be hard to find it again if you miss it. Sabai Marine, if you keep fighting, do you want us to die? That's right, you useless Marines. 3 celestial dragons have died under your protection. Damn it, if it weren't for the fact that you're a Marine Admiral, I would have shot you dead. At this moment, the 16 celestial dragons spoke. The first thing he did was to criticize the cyborg Sora, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr who had just tried their best to protect them. In their eyes, these Marines are just a bunch of good-for-nothings. If the 5 elders hadn't arrived, they might all have died here. What are you talking about? Kong Gukong was also furious, looking at the 16 useless celestial dragons with anger in his eyes. If it wasn't for saving you bunch of useless celestial dragons, Marine wouldn't have been hurt so badly. Now, for the sake of you useless celestial dragons, we have to let the Rox pirates go. Cyborg felt so depressed. Not only Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others also felt aggrieved. These useless celestial dragons, I tried my best to save them and almost died, but now I am being scolded. How could these people bear such injustice? Even Garp rolled up his sleeves and prepared to move forward. Although he was seriously injured, the celestial dragon still dealt with the waste with ease. Stop it! Sora! Garp! What do you want to do? Are you trying to rebel? Seeing Marine glaring at the celestial dragons, the 5 elders became angry and started to yell. A mere Marine admiral and admiral candidate actually dared to glare at the celestial dragons. Even if you are the Marine Fleet Admiral, or even the Chief Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces, in front of the noble celestial dragons, you are nothing but a dog. Dog, do you still dare to bite your owner? Ha ha ha, you guys keep fighting each other, let's go! Rox laughed loudly and waved his hand, preparing to retreat from the Golden City. Wait! Everyone! At this moment, Luo Nuo, who had been silent all this time, suddenly spoke. As soon as Luo Nuo opened his mouth, everyone's eyes were instantly focused on him. So what if the 5 elders come? These Draco must die! Everyone from the Rox Pirates, give me another 10 minutes, and I will kill all these celestial dragons! Luo Nuo said to the Rox Pirates with a firm tone. Give me another 10 minutes, and I will kill all these Tianlong people! Luo Nuo had a resolute expression and spoke in a firm tone. It's not that Luo Nuo is arrogant, but that Luo Nuo feels that he has become stronger again. Maybe if you work hard, you can really do it. None of the 16 celestial dragons in front of me can survive. Upon hearing this, all the members of the Rox Pirates were stunned. Is this guy Luo Nuo so upset after seeing the celestial dragons? With the arrival of the 5 elders, the Marine's top fighters also got a chance to catch their breath. By the time they recover, the Rox Pirates might be in dire straits. This is playing with your life. How arrogant! Extremely evil person! On the side, Kong Gang, who was still recovering, had fire in his eyes. Arrogant. Too arrogant. This shows that they don't take the Marines and the world government seriously at all. We were clearly about to let them all go, but now they dare to take advantage of us. The evil one, Luo Nuo, extremely arrogant. Kong Gang is now eager to rush up and tear Luo Nuo into pieces. Unfortunately, I am not capable enough. Damn it, this guy is so arrogant. Not only Kong Gu, but also Sengoku, Zephyr, Garp, Crane and others, all looked at Luo Nuo with disbelief and anger on their faces. How much does he underestimate Marine? How dare you propose to kill all the celestial dragons at this time? If he hadn't been injured, would he still dare to be so arrogant here? Everyone felt greatly insulted. Evildoer Luo Nuo, you really challenge our bottom line time and time again. Court death! The 5 elders were also trembling at Luo Nuo's words. I had already let him go, but he still wanted to kill all the Tianlong people. If it weren't for these useless celestial dragons getting in the way, the 5 elders would have taken action right now. Unfortunately, these useless celestial dragons are here, and the 5 elders can only swallow their anger. I hate Luo Nuo so much in my heart. This is trampling on the face of the world government. In the future, I must settle this account with Luo Nuo. As expected of a hero, Luo Nuo. I will always follow Lord Luo Nuo. Kaido is also excited at this moment. In front of the 5 elders, the highest authority, and the Marine's high-ranking officials, instead of retreating, he threatened to kill all the celestial dragons present. This is the hero, Luo Nuo, that I have always followed. It's great that I can join the 7th team. I will always follow the hero, Luo Nuo. Gulala, Luo Nuo, let me help you! At this moment, Whitebeard spoke first. For some reason, he just believed in Luo Nuo. Perhaps it was because he had witnessed so many miraculous moments of Luo Nuo. Whether it was a monstrous talent that he could learn at a glance, or the fight where he beat Garp. All of this made Whitebeard unknowingly establish unconditional trust in Luo Nuo. Even in Whitebeard's heart, he already regarded Luo Nuo as the only family member in the Rox Pirates. Ha 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 ha, okay, Luo Nuo, I'll believe you this time. At this moment, Rox also laughed out loud. He thought he was a madman, but now it seemed that Luo Nuo was even crazier than him. He actually wanted to kill these celestial dragons in front of the 5 elders and the marine high-ranking officials. Rox appreciates Luo Nua more and more. In that case, let's fight. Rox pirates, all members listen up. Help Luo Nua hold back the 5 elders and CP0. Rox gave the order, his voice resounding like a bell, resounding through the sky. Hey, do you want to fight again? Luo Nua is so handsome. I love you even more. Ha 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 ha, even though it's very dangerous, I feel like the blood in my body is boiling. That's right, let's have a good fight with those old guys from the 5 elders. After Rox gave the order, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Achaku, John, Charlotte Lin and others also felt their blood boiling. In front of the 5 elders and marine high-level leaders, he threatened to kill the celestial dragons. What a pride this is! Although these people are usually a group of ambitious people, they are always scheming against each other. But they were also infected by Luo Nua. In that case, how about fighting again? You guys, do you really want to continue fighting? The 5 elders couldn't bear it anymore, and their whole body was full of vigor. The momentum of the 5 great generals instantly made the weather extremely extreme. Thunder roared in the sky and the clouds rolled. Ha ha ha, come on, 5 elders, you bunch of garbage! Let me show you the strength of the Rox pirates! Rox laughed loudly, and his whole body became more energetic. Then, the 6 captains, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Lin, Silver Axe, John, and Achaku, also showed their power. Boom, boom! The momentum of more than a dozen strong men collided invisibly, and the sea began to roar. The Golden City was swaying in the wind and rain, and the deck began to sway. Ha ha ha, everyone, give me 10 minutes! I won't let the Rox pirates fall into danger. Luo Nua was also moved by everyone's behavior. I made up my mind, 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I will kill all these Tianlong people, leaving no one alive. Boom! The next moment, the war begins again. Boom, boom! It was Rox who took the lead again, and his violent momentum was instantly directed at the 2 5 elders present. Rox! No way! The next moment, the bald 5 elders and the curly-haired 5 elders released their domineering auras, and each of them took a punch from Rox. Whitebeard and Golden Lion also faced off against 2 5 elders respectively. One is wearing a kimono and the other is wearing a suit. The clash between several powerful generals once again put the Golden City in an extremely dangerous situation. Hey, leave CP0 to us! Achaku, Silver Axe, John and Charlotte Lin knew that they had not yet reached the level of a general-level warrior, so they wisely faced off against CP0. War strikes again. Ha ha ha, you useless celestial dragons, go to hell! Luo Nua laughed loudly, and with great momentum, he drew out the tiger chest and rushed towards the celestial dragon in front of him. Don't even think about it! The last one, the sword-wielding 5 elders who had been staring at Luo Nua, blocked Luo Nua's kotetsu. One of the 12 supreme swords, first-generation Kitetsu. Luo Nua looked at the 5 elders in front of him, and his eyes lit up when he recognized that they were holding the first-generation Kitetsu. It seems that this first-generation Kitetsu is also passed down from generation to generation among the 5 elders. Evildoer Luo Nua, you are such a dangerous guy, I will definitely kill you here. The 5 elders holding swords were so imposing that they wanted to eat Luo Nua alive. You're not qualified. Swish, swish. The 2 used Conqueror's entanglement to strike out 1 blow each. Even though the 2 blades did not touch, a terrifying airflow still erupted. It's not over yet, Yen Di! Luo Nua sneered and urged the natural power in his body. The surrounding temperature rises suddenly. Oops! The sword-wielding 5 elders felt something was wrong and remembered the intelligence that Luo Nua seemed to have eaten the flame fruit. However, at such a close distance, it was too late to leave. The next moment, horrific flames burst out from the tip of Kotetsu's knife. The huge flame emperor instantly engulfed the sword-wielding 5 elders. Huff huff. The Flame Emperor burned madly and devoured the sword-wielding 5 elders. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up Power 5141. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Speed 1245. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up 1684 Stamina. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 37.9%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Armament Hockey, current progress, 42.7%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 35.2%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level Swordsmanship, current progress, 49.6%. Satisfied with the progress of his abilities, Luo Nuo decisively gave up the sword-wielding 5 elders in front of him. Although the 5 elders are also celestial dragons, and they are more advanced celestial dragons. But compared to killing a general-level celestial dragon and a bunch of useless celestial dragons, kill whichever is easier first. Kill! Luo Nuo shouted angrily, turned around and gave up the 5 elders in front of him and flashed in front of a celestial dragon. Don't kill me! I don't want to die yet! The Tianlong man was really scared to death at this moment. At this moment, his crotch had been stained yellow and was emitting an unpleasant smell. Fear? That's useless. Fear is the right thing to do. You deserve to die. Luo Nuo looked at the celestial dragon in front of him with red eyes. This guy is so lucky. I can't torture him, so I can only kill him quickly. Phew! A sword pierced through the chest, killing the Tianlong man instantly. Run! If you run any slower you will die. Get to the back, you bastard, so he'll kill you first. You should get out of the way. The remaining 15 useless celestial dragons were fleeing frantically at this moment. What is even more ridiculous is that these 15 Tianlong people actually started to curse each other. Some of the faster-running Tianlong people pushed the slower-running Tianlong people to the ground. In this way, Luo Nuo will kill those slow-running celestial dragons first, and buy himself time to escape. What are these pigs doing? They actually started killing each other. At this time, Kazan, Sakaski and Borsellino can take action. When they stood up, they saw the Tianlong people pushing each other. The 3 of them were immediately stunned. After all, they are still recruits and don't know what kind of people the celestial dragons are. Now I see that the god who rules the world is like this. Are the people you risk your life to protect beasts worse than pigs and dogs? The 3 perspectives of the 3 people collapsed. Why are you running? You're going to die anyway, right? Luo Nuo smiled evilly, and to those Tianlong people, it looked like a devil's smile. Whoosh! Once again, he came in front of a celestial dragon and slaughtered him with his sword. Don't even think about it. At this time, the sword-wielding 5 elders had already gotten rid of Entiai's troubles, and with burns on their bodies, they blocked Luo Nuo's kotetsu. Get out of my way! Luo Nuo shouted angrily, and suddenly he burst out with the momentum of a tiger. Boom! The 5 elders holding the sword also felt an inexplicable palpitation at this moment. What's up with this guy's aura? Isn't it general level? Why does it feel like more than that? Without time to think, the sword-wielding 5 elders quickly raised the first-generation Kitetsu to block the slash from Luo Nuo. Swish! Luo Nuo's strength was so amazing that the 5 elders holding the sword widened their eyes and felt that they could not resist for a moment. After all, Luo Nuo's power has been growing since the war began. The right hand of 5 elders holding the sword, which was originally as steady as an old dog, was gradually shaking. It's obvious that he can't hold on any longer. Boom! The 5 elders holding the sword suddenly fell down at this moment. It turned out that the ground beneath his feet had all broken apart, forming a huge pit. 5 elders holding swords fell in. What an amazing power! Luo Nuo, that guy, has become much stronger than when he fought me. Garp, Zhang Gui and others who were recovering were also watching the battle closely. After seeing Luo Nua chop the sword-wielding 5 elders into a huge hole, Garp and the others looked extremely solemn. So scary. This guy's growth is horrible. The 5 elders are at least general-level warriors, but they still can't gain the upper hand in the battle with Luo Nua. It even feels a bit suppressed. Damn it! This guy seems to have gotten stronger again. Good opportunity! At this moment, Luo Nua made a quick decision and dodged again, killing 3 more Tianlong people alive. After all, Luo Nua's speed is also at the Emperor level. 1 breath is enough to move hundreds of meters. In just 1 second, killing 3 powerless piggy dragons was as easy as pie. Just 2 minutes had passed, and 4 celestial dragons had died on the spot. Seeing the fear reflected in the eyes of the 3 Tianlong people before they died, and their bodies trembling, with feces and urine flying everywhere, Luo Nua felt a sense of revenge in his heart. Not enough. Not enough. Everyone must die. All of them must be buried with their parents. You scum of the world, go to hell. Lord Luo Nua! Killing the beastly celestial dragons is like killing a chicken. Kaido knocked down a CP0 with a stick with the armament Haki Ryo and saw Luo Nua's heroic figure. My admiration for Luo Nua has reached a new level. Damn it! Another celestial dragon died! What is that sword bearer doing? Wasn't he keeping an eye on Luo Nua? How come 4 more of them died? At the same time, due to the death of the celestial dragons, the other 4-5 elders were also somewhat distracted during the battle. So many Tianlong people died, and they were also very hurt. 5 elders! Do not be distracted! That's why we were defeated! At the critical moment, Gengakan quickly came out to remind the 5 elders. Marine was defeated because Luo Nua was distracted after killing the celestial dragons. If this happens again, today will be the end of the world's government and marines. After hearing what Kong Gang said, the 4-5 elders quickly gathered their attention and dared not be distracted anymore. Hee hee, you bastard Steelbone Kong, you are really talkative. Rox smiled coldly. If it weren't for Cyborg's talkativeness, he might have taken down 5 elders right here today. Stop talking nonsense, Rox, and go to hell. The 2-5 elders are fighting with Rox again. The battle between the 3 powerful men was so intense that the sky was dark and air was scattered everywhere. Damn it! How can I let you do whatever you want? The 5 elders with swords reappear from the abyss, with fire in their eyes. After all, I am a general-level warrior, and I can't protect a few celestial dragons. How will we survive in the future if this gets out? After all, Marine is there. Although the 5 elders are of noble status, who will respect you from the bottom of their hearts if you don't have the strength. Just like many Marines seem to respect the celestial dragons on the surface, but in their hearts they look down on these trash. The sword-wielding 5 elders didn't want to become like this. The superior must show convincing strength, after all. I must make Luo Nua die here. Soon, 5 elders holding swords came up to Luo Nua. That's it, you evil bastard! I'm going to give you a taste of hell right here! The sword-wielding 5 elders shouted with red eyes. The next moment, the 5 elders, who were originally holding the sword with one hand, suddenly changed to holding the sword with both hands. An extreme sword intent burst out from his body. Brush, brush, brush. The 5 elders' sword intent gradually rose as their aura radiated from their bodies. Even faintly, one can see the face of a devil behind the 5 elders holding swords. That devil seemed to come from hell. The sword energy materializes. This is something that only top swordsmen can do. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level observation Haki. Current progress, 38.9%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 54.7%. Feeling the terrifying aura emanating from the sword-wielding 5 elders, Luo Nua also stood with a sword in hand. The future foreseeing observation Haki has already been seen. If he ignored the sword of the 5 elders and tried to kill the celestial dragon, he would most likely be seriously injured. Can you make people see a ghost face just by using the sword intent? It seems that not all the celestial dragons are a bunch of trash. Luo Noa is also very interested in this move. It looks like the next moment will be the ultimate move of the sword-wielding 5 elders. Good. Very good. This move belongs to me. The more tricks, the better. But Luo Noa couldn't just sit there and wait for the 5 elders to make their move. In that case, I'll show you something interesting. Luo Noa's pupils shone with anticipation. Conqueror's domineering spirit and sword intent also rise. It's a bit too late. I want to use this trick to put an end to it. Then, thunder roared in the sky and lightning struck the sky. It seemed as if there was a thunder god in charge of thunder and lightning hidden in the clouds, creating wind and rain. Look, what is that? At this moment, Zifa suddenly shouted and pointed to the sky. Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Crane, Kazan and other marines who did not participate in the battle all looked up at the sky. Everyone's eyes widened immediately. Under the thundercloud, a thick bolt of lightning with a diameter of nearly 10 meters suddenly fell. Boom! The deafening roar showed how violent this thunder was. The thunderbolts all rushed towards Luo Noa. No. It looked as if the thunder had swallowed Luo Noa. What is he going to do? Does he want to harness the power of nature? If we don't control it well, everything will be ruined. Garp, Sengoku, Zifa, Kong, he and others who were present were stunned when they saw the thunder falling. Luo Noa is going to use the power of nature. If this can be done, the destructive power of the move will be increased by dozens or even hundreds of times. After all, an ordinary punch may seem to have mediocre power. But what if the fist is attached with lightning, or natural forces such as magma and fire? That punch can kill someone. If Luo Noa could make good use of the power of nature, then his already very powerful swordsmanship, domineering power, and strength will be increased by dozens of times. The consequences are unimaginable. However, the power of nature is not so easy to use. The voltage of thunder is at least hundreds of millions of volts. If you don't control it well, you might be struck into pieces by the thunder. After lasting for half a minute, the power of thunder suddenly dissipated. After dissipating, Luo Noa's figure finally appeared in front of everyone. At this time, everyone discovered that Luo Noa's kotetsu had changed. The azure blue lightning instantly covered the tiger's body, making a crackling sound. Therein lies the terrifying power of thunder. Then, Luo Noa covered Kotetsu with his domineering aura and suppressed the violent Lei Ting. He actually, successfully controlled the power of thunder. Did you suppress it with your haki? That kind of precision is not something that ordinary people can achieve. Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others couldn't believe that Luo Noa had really succeeded. No, this move seems to be the Silver Axe's move. Yes, Silver Axe has a very powerful move. It can't be that move. Then, Garp's eyes widened, and he recalled the battle with the Rocks Pirates. However, the lightning summoned by Silver Axe was far inferior to that of Luo Noa. Therefore, Garp and the others didn't remember it for a while. With Luo Noa's talent, it was easy for him to learn the Silver Axe moves. So you want to use the power of nature? Opposite Luo Noa, the pupils of the sword-wielding 5 elders suddenly shrank. Danger! Extremely dangerous. As his observation haki was released, he could feel the terrifying power of thunder attached to Luo Nuakatsu. As if he could burn everything in the world, Thor. However, at this critical moment, the sword-wielding 5 elders knew the danger but still had to go. After all, my move wasn't fast at all. Ah! The 5 elders holding swords shouted angrily, and did not hold back. Directly release all the sword intent in your body. Then, behind the 5 elders, the devil's face became clearer and clearer. No, that face doesn't look like a devil. It's Shinigami. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 58.9%. What a powerful sword intent! Luo Noa felt the extreme sword intent of the first-generation Kitetsu. However, only your swordsmanship is worthy of praise. Luo Noa said in a deep voice, raising his sword intent to its peak. After all, I am also a great swordsman. So arrogant! The eyes of the sword-wielding 5 elders are bloodshot. This attack is a sure win. Kitetsu, 10 styles of IAI. Grasping the first-generation Kitetsu with both hands, the 5 elders' sword pierces the air. Swish! The terrifying sword energy rose from the ground and shot towards Luo Nuo. The sword energy even transformed into the appearance of a Shinigami in midair, with fangs bared and claws bared, looking ghostly and menacing. Kotetsu Kirin! Facing the sword energy of the 5 elders, Luo Nuo was not panicked at all. Close your eyes and feel the breath of the sword. Kotetsu, glowing with azure blue lightning, swings out. Hiss roar! The next moment, sword energy carrying Conqueror's entanglement and the power of thunder burst out from the air. The sword energy transformed into the ancient fierce beast Qilin in the air. Roaring and roaring, with great momentum. Here we go! The Marines present, including Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, Crane, etc., all held their breath at this moment. Shinigami versus Kirin. Who will win or lose? The moment when Kirin and Shinigami touch each other in the air. The Kirin opened its bloody mouth and bit the Shinigami. Shinigami wielded the long sickle in his hand and swung it wildly at Kirin. Crash! Rip! Boom! As soon as they collided, the two sword energies collided to the extreme, forming a huge explosion that swept across in an instant. The sword energy was everywhere, the white light was blazing, and it was so bright that people couldn't see the details of the battlefield at all. The fight between the Kirin and the Shinigami can only be heard with the ears. It is extremely intense. Boom, boom, boom. The explosion soon reached its climax. Then the energy poured out. After a few minutes, things finally calmed down. Who's winning? After the explosion, Kong, Garp, Zephyr, Sengoku, and others immediately looked towards the center of the battlefield. I saw that Luo Nuo and 5 elders had both distanced themselves from each other, breathing heavily. A draw? Just when everyone was confused. What is that? At this moment, the sharp-eyed Zhang suddenly saw that something seemed to be left in the center of the battlefield. That's it. Then Cyborg, Zephyr, and Garp looked carefully and discovered. At the place where Luo Nuo and the sword-wielding 5 elders had just fought, a severed arm suddenly appeared. The joints of the broken arm were covered in blood. And this broken arm, as if it had self-awareness, was still tightly holding a famous sword. First generation Onitetsu. The severed arm on the ground is still tightly grasping the first generation Kitetsu. What is that? The arm of the 5 elders. There is no doubt about it. It is the first generation Kitetsu, one of the greatest swords. 5 elders had one hand chopped off by Luo Nuo? After seeing the result, Kongu, Garp, Zifa, Sengoku, Crane, and others took a deep breath. How is that possible? The 5 elders' arms were chopped off by Luo Nuo. 5 elders is a general-level warrior, but his arm was chopped off by Luo Nuo. Could it be that Luo Nuo's strength has surpassed that of a general? A knife immediately hung over everyone's heart. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. No matter how talented he was, he grew into a general-level strongman in a short period of time. But above the general level, it is a realm that most people cannot reach. In the entire world, there are only a handful of people who are above the general level. In this ocean today, there is only one person who has broken through to the realm of a great admiral. Rox, the master of the sea. At this moment, Kong, Garp, and other Marines who were watching the battle were already in a state of panic. Is this guy really a newcomer who has just been at sea for 3 months like us? Kuzan, Sakaski, and Borsellino were also stunned. The general level is already a towering existence that they need to look up to, and it is also their lifelong pursuit. Beyond the admiral level? They dare not even imagine it. The sword-bearer's arm was cut off. How is that possible? At this moment, the commotion caused by Luo Nuo immediately attracted everyone's attention, including 4 or 5 elders, Rox, Whitebeard, Shiki, and other strong men. There are also captains such as Jinfu, Achaku, John, and Charlotte Lin, as well as CP0 and others who were present. After hearing Marine's exclamation, they all stopped fighting and looked towards the battlefield on Luo Noa's side. Afterwards, everyone's eyes widened, their faces filled with disbelief. The arm of the 5 elders holding the sword was really cut off. Look at the arm still twitching on the ground, the nerves haven't been completely severed, it looks very fresh. How come? The 4-5 elders seem to be in a storm. They know best the strength of the sword-wielding 5 elders. A genuine emperor-level warrior, a top-notch swordsman with superb swordsmanship. Just by using the sword power, one can cause hallucinations and see Shinigami. He is a genius among the celestial dragons, which is why he was chosen by Lord Imu as one of the 5 elders. But how long has the battle lasted? In less than 10 minutes, the sword-wielding 5 elders' arm had been chopped off. If it were me, I'm afraid the consequences wouldn't be much better. Could it be that this Luo Nua has surpassed the general-level strongman? Think of this. The 4-5 elders were struck by lightning, their hearts almost stopped. Too fast indeed. The strength of the evil one is growing too fast. Originally, they thought that he was a great general, which was enough to terrify the 5 elders. But he has surpassed the general level now? This is extremely difficult for 5 elders to accept. After this battle, it seems that I must ask that god for advice. Gulala, well done, Luo Nua! Whitebird laughed heartily, and was also extremely shocked. Speaking of the Rocks Pirates, who knows Luo Nua's strength best? Apart from Luo Nua himself, it is undoubtedly Whitebeard. After 3 months of competition, Whitebeard has a better understanding of Luo Nua's strength. It can be said that in the previous 3 months, Luo Nua was on par with himself. Both were emperor-level warriors and neither could do anything to the other. If a real fight breaks out, it will take 10 days and 10 nights to determine the winner. Now he cut off the arm of the sword-wielding 5 elders in one fell swoop. This kid might have surpassed me. After all, Whitebeard asked himself that it was impossible for him to cut off the arm of a general-level warrior in such a short time. However, Whitebeard did not feel jealous or unhappy at all. Instead, he was truly happy for Luo Nua. And Whitebeard also secretly made up his mind to redouble his efforts to improve his strength. Growing again? A small smile played on Rock's lips. This kind of talent might have surpassed me. It's time to put the plan of annihilating the celestial dragons on the agenda. Ha ha ha, this is really shocking. The Golden Lion's eyes widened as well. He had never expected that Luo Nua's strength had reached a level that he had to look up to. I am almost as strong as the sword-wielding 5 elders. If it was me who was fighting with Luo Nua just now, wouldn't my arm also be chopped off by Luo Nua? Fortunately, I never offended Luo Nua on the ship, and sometimes I even took good care of him. Golden Lion feels lucky about his decision. As expected, he is a genius with an enchanting talent. I love you so much. This is the strength of the captain of the 7th Division. Silveraxe, Achaku, John, Charlotte Lin and others were also extremely shocked. Luo Nua has only been the captain for 3 months, but he has already grown to the point where he can cut off the general's arm. With such talent, the 4 captains can only look up to him. Those CP0s wearing masks also had terrified expressions under their masks. 5 elders. The supreme being of the celestial dragons. Everyone has strength that is not inferior to that of a general. His arm was chopped off by that untouchable, extremely evil person. Luo Nua, what a terrifying existence he is. Damn it, why isn't your arm broken? At this moment, even though everyone present was in turmoil, the 5 elders holding the swords were 10 times more terrified than the marine. He was seen covering his lost right arm, his face full of shock. I clearly chopped at Luo Nua's arm. But now it seems that Luo Nua's arm is intact, but he has lost his right hand that can eat and hold a knife. How could that be? Ha, I told you, you can't stop me. Luo Nua sneered and stood up from his half-squatting position on one knee. This is all thanks to the physical talent I just picked up, the iron balloon. Only you can exchange injuries for injuries yourself. The result was that there was only a knife wound on his right arm. It looked like there was a lot of blood, but it was of no consequence, not even the bones were broken. But the right arm of 5 elders holding the sword was chopped off by himself. In this way, his strength will definitely be greatly reduced. Especially since he has no fruit ability, he only relies on physical skills, and he specializes in swordsmanship. It can be said that this sword-wielding 5 elders is almost a useless person. However, it was not easy for Luo Noa to chop off the arm of a general-level warrior with all his strength. That attack just now almost consumed most of his domineering energy. But what I got in return was an arm of 5 elders, so it was worth it. When one day I grow to a level comparable to Rock's, things will be a lot easier. It's time to change the knife. At this moment, Luo Noa also looked down at the kotetsu in his hand. There is already a crack on Kotetsu's blade. There was no way. The confrontation just now was too intense and Kotetsu's sword could not bear it. Even though he wrapped Kotetsu with his domineering aura, cracks still appeared. It seems that the Great Sword is still not comparable to the Supreme Great Sword. Speaking of the Supreme Sword, there is one right in front of me.